Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Kureon. I'm your Dungeon Master, and of course, this is my wonderful party. Welcome back to Dabs and Dabbing, the hit game by Wizard of the Coast.
Recently renamed.
Yeah.
I want out.
Announcements, because we're doing announcements at the beginning now. Does anyone have any specific announcements?
I would like to announce that Stu is a fucking meme lord who dabbed not 10 seconds before we went live.
Good call.
It was 3 seconds before we went live.
But also, Bike Club is back this week, so tune in this Wednesday, 8 p.m.-ish GMT. It's D&D, doesn't stand time, just be around for 8. The party were cornered in a basement by a spooky abbot who has some moral issues. So we'll see how that played out. Also, so YouTube, the usual. It's all on YouTube. There's a podcast, which more episodes will be getting uploaded tomorrow because I have a day off, so I can do that.
Oh.
Yeah. That's about it.
For me, it's also the usual underground vaults, haunted, 18th century, historic Scotland location, basically. Want to play D&D there, then come to Edinburgh. You can do that.
And when does that happen?
Well, the next one is on 25th of May, and then it's usually every last Friday of the month, but the exact dates are in the chat just now.
All right, so if you want to play D&D there, go to the link in the chat. If you are watching this on YouTube, go to Lydia's Twitter page, and she will have it there for you. Anyone else got anything to say? No? Go buy a hat in time.
Yeah.
Aaron's a designer on it.
That'd be nice if you could do that.
Would be nice. The rest of us are here. We exist.
You're around.
Yep. Actually, I do have an announcement. Keep an eye out before the end of the week, as the first draft of my first DM's Guild Homebrew will be going up. Which are the expanded death rules that I am doing to make the concept of waiting for someone to go down and healing them back up again a little less good, and also to change the massive damage rules to make them give you more of a chance at not dying straight away, because no one likes to get one shot. I'd like one-shotting people, but I don't, because no one likes to get one shot. You were two shot. And you're not dead. Don't. Speaking of that, though, we have that's it for announcements this week. So, shall we get into this?
Wait, I just need to get into character. Give me a second. Proceed.
Scotland flag. A
I can't see a fucking thing in them.
So, when last we left our party, who I believe you guys have a name now, right? Have you decided on a name?
We were the recon team or something.
You the reconnaissance team.
Something like that.
Is that what you?
Is that what we're sticking with?
Aren't we
I don't
actually
know.
sticking with that?
I don't know.
I
For the
think we
moment,
said
that's
that
what we
was-
seem to be
That
known
was
as.
a job. That wasn't supposed to be a name. I don't know.
We used it for like 3 episodes.
Yeah, it'll get
Yeah.
really confusing for when we're no longer the recon team. It's like, oh, the recon team's coming, but they've already gone.
The rowdy recons.
Yeah, but
Now then,
most people don't know what recon means in this world.
We don't fucking know what recon
guys
is in
don't
this
know.
world.
No, either we don't know, and that's fine, or we do know, and we just make it worse for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know what option would be better?
For now, though, you are just the party. So when we last left our party, they had been confronted by the Bannermaster, Llewellyn McGlannell, the head of the guard in Downelm, who was arresting them for the supposed murder of one Tilmerian Macra, the magus that was currently staying in the city. However, the party did not want to get arrested, and they, to their knowledge, they had not perpetrated this crime. So almost all of them ran. save for Ronan, who stayed behind. Ronan, who was promptly arrested, was forced into a metal carriage, only to find that Namari had also been arrested and was in there as well. And they were led out of the city over a day's travel away to an old mine where they were imprisoned, and the shaft was closed behind them with a rock slide trapping them there. But with some ingenious use of spells and a sharp piece of stone, they managed to escape, but not without the rest of the party attempting a rescue mission from the entrance of the mine. However, during this rescue mission, our barbarian, Gunnhild Firebraid, came under the influence of the gaze of a basilisk or four, and is now stone, has been turned to stone, and currently resides within Tristan's bag of holding, where she was widely debated as to whether she was worth putting 2 elven vases out of it.
I think that's a
Bastards.
Look, you're safe in there. It was the smart thing to do.
See, personally, I thought even as stone that you were like heroic and strong enough to survive outside of the bag.
Okay. Well, all right then. We begin in the aftermath of the fight where you were responsible for the death of the overseer of this mine, one Famia. And you had just retrieved everything from his corpse. And you had also dealt with the rest of the members of the cult that were currently residing in this old mine, which you had noted had crystals placed, crystal formations growing all over this mine. It was a gemstone mine. And you noted that these crystals as well were the same crystals used in the rituals, though nowhere near as large as the ones you had seen before. You had just met up, and I believe that Tilly and Tristan were about to inform Namari and Ronan as to the current whereabouts of Gun.
I recall it more as like trying to dodge the question.
Yeah, I remember just leaving it as I patted the bag. As the old man patted the bag, should I say?
The old man.
She's in one piece, you know. She's good.
Mostly.
I'm in one piece.
You say that like there is a chance she's not.
Reach into the bag.
I mean, you know, she's violent. There's always a chance she's not in one piece.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there may be a pebble loose, but that's more for someone else to fix, not us.
I look at Ronan. Am I the only one thinking, what the fuck?
No, like I wasn't with you for less than a day. Less than 1 day. And there's now a person inside the bag of holding.
So,
I know.
how about you two? You escaped, huh?
Yeah.
Survive in the bag of holding. Is that
She's not really breathing right now. So, was it just
he's dead?
you captured?
Well,
No,
you see,
no.
there were these
Not
basilisks, and Ronan, you remember when you were kind of like turned into stone, but then didn't?
Yeah. So
Gun was following in your footsteps, but didn't turn into stone bit.
She's turned into stone. She's turned into stone in your bag of holding.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of ran in front of several of them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's her. Yes, but and we can turn her back, right? She's not forever a garden ornament.
Well, I'm glad you said it.
Assume?
That was a question.
Oh.
I don't know anything about people turning, but I just didn't turn.
Can I make a history or arcana check to?
Sure, you can make an Arcana check. Yeah.
Yeah, can I do a
No,
nature
I-
check on basilisks to see if there's anything I know about, especially having encountered them just before. But they're not beasts. Are my favorite, our favorite enemy. Not basilisks aren't beasts. I doubt.
Basilisk aren't beasts, no.
Yeah.
Unfortunately not. They are, I believe they're monstrosities. A basilisk is a monstrosity. So I'd say that you wouldn't know enough about them yourself, Ronan. Basilisk specifically, whereas people being turned to stone is a slightly different school of thinking.
I mean, we should get her out of here and to someone who knows more about that. Do we know someone who knows more about that?
I don't think so. I was going to say, do you have anyone in mind?
What did you roll, by the way?
9.
I'm afraid not.
As a local, would I know of any sort of potential places to go? Like temples or.
There is a temple. Well, there are 2 temples in Downhill. The first of which is the Platinum Tribunal. Mm-hmm. The courthouse on Legates Row, right next to the guardhouse.
So somewhere where we would be probably captured immediately, and
Yeah, I don't think we're particularly welcome in town anymore.
Thing is, I don't look like the guy that they want to arrest, and kind of neither does Gunn. Because she was in disguise when turned to stone.
Oh, go ahead.
I can ask an old friend.
The other alternative, of course, is the second temple is the Moonlit Tower, which is in the center of the lake, which is less of a temple and more of a sacred site, but it does have a member of the clergy of Endel there.
I'm not really enthusiastic about meeting more of your old friends, Numera.
I'm kind of interested, but not interested enough.
Don't want to meet them. I'm just.
Oh no, I kind of do, but maybe the Moonlit Tower might be a better option. Maybe because it's less in proximity to the guys trying to arrest us.
I am all for that, hey, and for once Connor's not here to call me a coward.
You do know of someone who could help you, though, Tristan.
I do.
Or someone that you possibly might think. An alchemist that you were going to go meet previously. You were on your way to meet them when you were first arrested.
Why?
So, Jimmy. Was it Slim Trouser Jimmy?
Slim Trouser Jimmy. He's an alchemist, and he may know something. You've dealt with alchemists before, and you know that they generally proclaim to have cures for almost everything.
I mean, we could always stick with the plan of seeing that friend of mine. He's an alchemist, so he might know something more about flesh to stone, stone to flesh.
Might have a cure.
Is he a good alchemist?
His nickname is Slim Trouser Jimmy. He's ground level. He's not made his fortune, let's say.
Well, as long as he's not turning her to powder to snort her. Which...
I mean, I don't know how many times we get to mess this one up. I'd like to get it right.
Just a quick question. Do we know if there's some sort of time limit on this and it's like stone for 24 hours so that the bosses can like take care of their prey or something, and then we don't realize and suddenly Gun's not stone but also...
That's a good idea.
Unfortunately, you're not quite sure.
No, I'm just posing the question openly to everyone. No.
Yeah, Ronan, that's a good idea. So maybe when we're out and near the cart, so no one has to carry a stone
Oh,
gun?
yeah, no, absolutely. I mean,
Hmm.
I
Do we-
can't flat out, I don't have any strength at all.
I'm more encouragement and moral support.
We don't need anything from the basilisk, do we? Blood, saliva, fucking hide. I don't know.
Well, we know where they are if we do.
Yeah, but
That's
Coming
how-
back.
That's if they haven't all wandered out into the countryside.
Let's get going before.
And was there anything back the way you folks came from before we leave?
dead cultists.
I mean, useful things.
There was another tunnel that had been caved in.
Yeah,
They-
did you guys hear a lot of banging?
That was me.
Oh, right, okay.
That
That
was
makes
the
sense.
escape plan.
That makes sense. Yeah.
They caved us in there, so what I'm assuming is that there's nothing on the other side, because why else would they left us there? But we didn't check.
Sort of busy with the
Yeah.
whole escape plan thing.
If they have anybody else caved in here, it might be smart to get them out.
And who else would they have caved in?
Well, we're missing a wizard, and we
Mm,
might
I-
be missing a banner master.
Yeah, I was thinking
I
the same
have
thing.
theories.
I didn't hear any other response to, the incredibly loud, continuous.
You didn't hear any particular response, but you weren't actively looking.
Yeah, but I have a passive perception. I can, based on my passive perception, I didn't hear anybody.
Not that you. No.
Is it worth checking out before we go?
I mean, even if they're dead, they might have something useful.
Because we might not get the opportunity to look around here again. Or at least not as easily.
If they're dead and we can bring their bodies back, that might help. Lift the blame off us. Like, why would we come back with the people that we killed? We've got a place. We got people that tried to kill us. All this stuff. So,
I think if we do come back with the body of the wizard, that might make us look worse, if anything.
I don't see how.
They are charging us for murdering him.
Yeah, and does anyone think we're going to walk with the prime piece of evidence to their door? Like,
Well, I
we've
mean,
got all this proof here.
right now they don't have a dead body to prove that he's been murdered. We
Which,
kind of be handing them that.
which also, if we did find the body and put it somewhere and then found out apparently how we supposedly killed this wizard, and if it doesn't match up with what actually happened to the body, then they've just painted themselves into a corner.
I didn't get the idea that they cared about
A trial.
us being. He did say something to me to the effect of, "You should have ran with your friends." It didn't. It was kind of sinister, like really low into my ear in the midst of all the chaos.
Plus, I don't
because-
think the banner master's an artist.
That's true.
The Bannermaster did put you in the back of a carriage that then transported you to where there was a bunch of cultists as well.
Yeah. So
Also that.
it does. I don't think it matters a lot that there are. There's no body. I think that us, maybe looking innocent might be a way to stir things up a little bit if they continue going after us.
The only way to get out of this is to cut off the snake's head.
I mean, that depends on how far up this thing goes, right?
As much as I would love to just return to town and mow down everything,
That seems bad.
yeah, there's just not enough arrows.
Really? You'd love that?
I'm sure there's other reasons.
I mean, if we assume that they're all part of the cult, I think that was the press up position I had, rather than just go down and murder everybody. That wasn't. I don't words well,
Yeah, but you shoot real good.
and that's what's important. That's why he's keeping me around, I'm sure.
Well, that and you kind of pick the route.
Yeah.
It was dumb luck that we managed to find you guys.
Yeah, actually, fair enough. Did you just come like straight after us, or?
Oh no, we stopped for tea first.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do that
Yeah.
now. I'm sure Gun isn't getting any younger. Also, not any older. But
She's got a really stony expression.
should we get her back first before we do anything else? We kind of,
I wouldn't mind having the muscle back in the group, but please don't say that. If she does wake up. I mean,
could
when?
Try and do something. Like, I'll feel really bad if the statue falls over and breaks.
Yeah.
I take the daggers I found and give it to Tilly. Where do I have them? I found this. Can you use that, by the way?
They look pretty sharp, so I assume so. I can't really do anything about gun with them, but thanks.
No, I know, but
What were the 2 daggers I picked up? The 2 ones that were like.
I assume that was what's being passed over.
No, there was 2 daggers with like a different colored blade or something.
Those were the ones made out of desert glass.
Yeah, and I picked them up.
I presume those were the ones that Namari was just talking about, as those were the only other 2 pairs of dagger, the only pair of dagger that I can remember.
I said I take everything from the table. We got that from the table, so I just put it down on my notes.
I definitely picked up the daggers before you even
Sorry.
made it out of the tunnel, but that's fine. I don't
Realize-
need
Was that
daggers anyway. I don't need daggers anyway. Because I ran to the table, picked up my crossbow, and started fighting. I was right at the table, and then picked up the daggers.
Thought it was your dagger. Never mind. I've written down scroll, set of daggers, and the belts with vials.
Yeah. What about this belt? Because
Can I have a look at the vials at the whatever it is?
Yeah.
Is it familiar in any way? Do you have to roll?
Make an Arcana check for me.
12.
Unfortunately, right now you'd have to spend some more time with it to figure out what it is. You can't figure out what this liquid is at first glance. It's like a silver liquid. It looks like liquid metal, however, it's not hot to the touch.
And the scroll?
The scroll you already tried to look at.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, last time.
Okay.
Should I write anything about these daggers?
They're desert glass daggers. They are just +1 daggers.
Oh, nice. I've been missing that.
so, are we gonna have a look around before we leave? Just real quick.
Real quick. I mean, we are the reconnaissance team after all. Let's do some reconnaissance.
Yeah, I don't think we can that.
Does
Yeah,
it count if everyone's already dead?
I mean, yes.
I feel like that's going to be a question we ask ourselves far too often.
Yeah, we should probably stop asking.
Should we have a look around then?
Yeah, we can have a gander.
Mm-hmm. Might as well look further in because we'll be on our way out anyway.
Okay, so you're heading back to where Namari and Ronan were imprisoned.
I assume so.
All right. So you head back into that room, and you can see this is getting towards the end of the mine at this point. And there's this sort of open bowl-shaped room that dips slightly in the center, but has a very conical roof to it. And it has these 2 sections going off. One of them, which is the one that you 2 escaped out of, is mostly caved in. However, has a section at the top that you can climb out of. The other one does not. It is completely collapsed in. And you make a perception check for me, everyone. Let's do that.
Everyone. Oh, boy, I did a good thing.
23. Thanks, Tiki Dice.
25.
22.
Something like 15 or something.
Okay, oh right, yeah, guns over there. Okay, so all of you apart from Ronan, you from beyond this this cave in, you can hear very faintly in the difference, echoing down a corridor. It sounds like voices. It sounds like they're a fair distance away, and it does not sound, from what you can make out, like Tilmerian. It's a bit more guttural in an accent that's not familiar to me.
This is past the cave-in?
Yes.
So this is
Around?
down the other collapsed tunnel that we're hearing this.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you say you couldn't hear
People
anyone?
yeah, but there was a lot of loud banging. Maybe I was wrong. Adrenaline was pumping and stuff like that.
That is where we were imprisoned, that area. Or
No, it's the other one. There was
The other
two caved-in walls. Yeah.
Do you think you can open it up, Lydia?
I can
Namari.
try. Namari.
Mari?
Or
Yeah.
what Nimera? What's it you're calling
You know what I said.
Mumbani.
it? Oh!
Before we try that, it doesn't specify on the actual spell, but minor illusion, if I wanted to make a sound and throw it 30 feet,
Mhm.
does it have to be like an unobscured, like 30 feet, or could I do it behind this rock
does it-
pile?
Does it say a location you can see?
It doesn't.
Then no, not constrained by line of sight, so long as you know there is unoccupied space there.
Okay. Guys, I can attempt to make some sort of contact before we start blasting the rock, just so that, maybe they have a bit of warning and don't jump straight on the defensive.
Telling them to back away might be smart.
Yeah. I mean, that's just, I hope they understand. We can't make out any of the language, can we, that's been said?
No, it's too far away.
Yeah. In that case, yeah, I'll use minor illusion to just sort of do a psst, hey, watch out. The rocks are going to crumble. And just, because I can keep it up for about a minute. So maybe, like, as we're trying to get through, just keep updating them, like, we're almost there. Hey, don't kill us.
Okay.
Very diplomatic, Tristan.
Yeah. We don't know who's behind that.
All right.
Whoever they are, there's someone in the cult wanted to lock away, so probably good for us.
Hopefully. The enemy of my enemy is an
Enemy?
acquaintance.
Oh,
Maybe still an enemy.
The enemy of my enemy is a solid maybe.
I'm starting to thunderclap then.
All right. So you take some time and you slowly, once again, are slamming into this wall over and over and over. And it takes a while. It takes a good 10 minutes. But in the end, the wall is broken down. And you can, to a degree where you can climb up, as slowly similar to the first time, you see as it begins to, the larger parts begin to fall down from the top, and then the pieces begin to fall out until there's enough space for one of you to crawl through at a time.
I just kind of look at everyone else.
I guess this is my job now.
I'm
I'll
exhausted.
climb up and go through,
It's
or at least put my head through.
So as you put your head through, it's dark beyond. It is pitch black.
Drift globe?
Okay, so as you let the drift globe hover through the gap, beyond is a cave, a corridor that continues on. There is no mine cart that goes down here. This appears to be part of the natural caves that this mine was originally built in, and it twists around a corner not too far in, and the drift globe, the light spills around it slightly, but the walls are smooth stone. It's a natural cavern, but you can't see anything directly in there.
We definitely heard voices coming down from there, though, right?
Yeah.
I guess I just yell down this cavern.
Okay. And you hear a response back, and it's a very guttural accent. You're not used to hearing. It's almost like broken common, like someone who's learnt it from experience and not ever been taught it. So they only know certain words. You just hear back, please, Help us!
Well, come down here. We've made a hole.
We cannot. We have wounded.
I'll climb fully through.
Okay.
I pass on those words in case the others couldn't hear them through the wall.
Okay.
Just careful, he might be lying.
Rowan, you can do healing, right? You should come with me.
You're
muted,
muted.
buddy.
Yeah, I'll be in there. I'll climb in once I hear that people need healing.
Okay.
Do you need help? You're very fertile.
What are you other two doing?
Go in as well.
Yeah, might as well follow.
Okay. So as you all climb through, you're now in this dimly lit corridor, this cave tunnel here. And are you just going to start trudging forward?
Yeah, I'll take the front.
Okay.
I'm comfortably in the back,
All right.
or somewhere towards.
Yeah. So as you begin to make your way through the cavern, it twists and turns a couple of times, and it's almost like it has two small like bulges in this corridor where it gets larger for a moment and then thins once again into this small corridor, and you can just begin to see the end of it, where there is heavy wooden boards have been placed over what looks to be like a structure, like a frame, or like covering it over like a makeshift barricade.
Mm-hmm.
When from behind you hear it, something descends from the ceiling behind you, and Tristan, you turn around to see this huge mass of black just erupt from the ground and begin to almost try and engulf you. I'd like everyone to roll initiative.
No.
Gosh dang it. Oh no, I did a bad roll.
Same.
No, on the upside, this big goo thing, it can't be very fast, right? Right? That's how D&D works, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Is it an action for me to swap the drift globe onto daylight?
Yes, I believe so.
It just says, oh yeah, as an action.
Yeah, because you have to like speak the words.
Could I have done it before this happened?
No, because this happened by surprise.
I mean, it wouldn't have been in reaction to this. I just would have wanted to see the tunnel better.
Sure. I mean, it's not going to make much difference anyway.
Yeah, I just want it to be better lit.
All right.
So we can see each other dying.
Yeah, so we're not meeting these people in like darkness.
So 25 to 20.
No.
15 to 20. 10 to 15.
12. Why not? No one else?
Also 12.
Oh.
Okay. 5 to 10.
A solid and respectable 6.
One to 5.
Very not so solid, and certainly not respectable 4.
Still not less. All right. So, Tilly, as these creatures, as you look behind you, you see this huge, just sheet of blackness that sheens ever so slightly in the light you're producing. Just begin to just surge forward towards Tristan. But just as you are ready to react to that, you hear this similar sound just behind you. As you turn, a similar creature just erupts outwards, this mass of just pseudopods and slime just begins to just surge towards you. And it's your go.
Does this just look like the sort of thing that could engulf a medium creature?
This looks like the sort of thing that could do far more than that.
Okay, cool, because I'm half that size. So
Yes.
I'm going to Move the fuck away from that one. And throw 2 daggers at the one next to Tristan.
Okay.
Not the fancy new daggers. I'm not losing those yet.
You're not used to having them. You
Dude.
don't remember they're there.
There's an ally within 5 foot. Do I get sneak attack? Okay.
You do, yes.
That is going to be a 23 on the first one.
That hits.
Okay, let me roll a whole bunch of dice. Oh, hey, I rolled good on damage for once. That is 16. That is 20 piercing damage.
20 piercing damage. Okay.
Yes.
And the second dagger?
The second dagger is going to be that's a natural 1 that I can reroll if lucky. 21.
That also hits.
That's really good. Substantially less damage on this one.
Yeah, a little bit.
That'll be 7 piercing damage.
7. All right. So as you're running behind Namari, 2 daggers flash out in the darkness, both of them sinking into the creature, and you get the impression it's done damage. However, it's hard to tell. But you watch as both of your daggers begin to smoke as the blackness around them bubbles before both of the both of the leather wrappings around the hilt just unfold as the entire metal section of the dagger is melted away and corroded.
I yell, Tristan, I think you're equipped for these better than us. And Namira.
That would be true if spell slots.
Alright, which brings us to Roden.
I'm gonna move to here and Hunter's Mark this one.
Okay.
And just unleash on it as best I can.
Alright. Make both your attacks.
19 plus 10.
That hits, yeah.
So Hunter's Mark, and it's been damaged to Colossus Slayer. Oh, that's big. 26 points of damage on the first hit.
Okay.
And then for the second arrow, that's going to be a 24 to hit. But no Colossus Slayer this time.
Yeah.
12 points of damage on the second. No, 12 plus 5, 17 points of damage on the second hit.
Okay. All right. So as the 2 bolts from the crossbow slam into this creature, you can see as it ripples out from the impact, like hitting ballistic gel. The creature seems to recoil backwards as if seemingly feeling pain as it just consumes these arrows. As the bolts are sucked into its form, and in a small like puff of smoke, and they are gone. Turns to nothing but another part of this creature. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
No, that's everything.
All right, and that will bring us to Tristan.
I would like to use the blessing and flare the sigil of light.
Okay, sigil of Celestian light. So
That's
once
the
again,
one.
your eyes catch into a golden light as the sigil appears atop your head.
Mm-hmm. I would like to test this theory and use my short sword now with the blessing and attack the blob.
Okay, all right, go for it.
It's gonna be an 18 to hit.
That will definitely hit.
It's a D4.
Just assume that all your attacks hit. It has an AC of 7.
Oh, okay.
That's 12 points of damage, and 3 of which being the radiant damage.
And what's the damage on your sword?
It's a short sword, so it's a D6.
No,
And
I
then,
mean, what's the type of damage?
piercing, I think, for a short sword, isn't it?
Okay.
Slashing.
I don't know.
Short sword's piercing.
Short sword
It's like a gladiator thing. So that was how many altogether?
12.
12. All right. Okay, so as you bring your blade in, it sticks into the creature, and as you pull it out, you see as it begins to hiss and bubble as parts of the metal begin to pop and melt, corroded by the acidic nature of this creature. Your short sword now has a -1
Okay.
to
So
attacks and damage.
yeah, so the blessing didn't do anything to it. That's good to know.
I mean, it did an extra d4 radiant damage.
Yeah, well, I was wondering if like the addition of magic might help the actual sword survive, but it was a theory I needed proving.
All right. Would you like to do anything else with it?
Yeah, bonus action. I would like to inspire Namari.
Okay.
And just sort of turn around with the melting sword, just sort of turn around. It's like, you got this. Because I don't.
Very inspiring.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, which brings us to Namari.
I'm like, fine, and shoot 2 Eldritch Blasts next to Tristan's heads, one left, one right.
Okay.
They both hit when, because
Yeah.
55 plus.
It's a giant block of black sludge. It's not that hard to miss.
It's 20 damage all in all.
Not easy to miss. Sorry. 20 damage. Okay, so as the first one strikes into it, it just punches a hole straight through it, anime special attack style. Just claws straight through the center of it. And as the creature begins to coalesce back together once again, the second hits it, and it just causes part of it splatting across the back wall as the rest of it just sort of loses the ability to keep form as the near consciousness of this creature fades as it just
I want to say, oh look,
all over the floor.
you were right.
I'm always right.
Well, do the other one now.
Oh god, there's another one?
And as you say that, it slimes up behind you, Ronan, this great mass appearing behind you, and is going to strike you. So, yeah, that is going to be a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that super hits.
Okay. So that is... So you take 7 points of bludgeoning damage as this pseudopod smashes into you, but you also take... 28 points of acid damage as it just burns against your skin, and you can feel the hissing and popping of the magical damage of the magical enchantment on your armor, struggling to keep it in from just corroding away, and it manages to hold up for now. So you do not take a -1, and that will end its go, I believe. Yeah, that will end its go. Which brings us to Tilly.
Okay, well, I've only seen it melt metal, right?
To your knowledge, currently, it's melted metal, feather, wood, and leather.
Okay, so I will not be going anywhere near this thing. In fact, I will be stepping away behind everyone else. And I'll follow suit with the sigil thing.
Okay.
That extra d4, because that seems...
So you flare your sigil.
Yeah.
Once again.
And I will attack it with my sling. That hits. Thank you, dice. And I get sneak attack on this, right? Because I have an ally there.
You do, yes.
Okay, so sling is d6. I'll put my d6 is on this d4 for radiant. Okay, so that is a grand total of 20 bludgeoning and 1 radiant damage.
Okay, so this is with your
Sling.
So you grab a rock from the floor of the cavern and spin it into this creature, and you see the force of it hits, and it's very quickly the stone is absorbed into the creature's form. And you see now the entire stone bed around this creature is beginning to bubble slightly as it seems like the this creature's acidic form is now reacting against the floor and walls of this cave. But you did seem to strike a blow against it. And how much was that? 21, right?
21 total, yeah. One was radiant.
Okay. All right. And that will end your go? Yeah?
Yeah, I can't two-weapon fight with a ranged weapon.
All right, which will bring us to Ronan.
I will use my action to disengage.
Okay.
And run down here, just like behind people.
Okay.
Just holding on to like whatever body part just got like acid burned.
Yeah, there is a significant portion of your upper torso now and sort of your shoulder area, which is just the clothing has been melted away, and the breastplate is perfectly fine, but the area around it is just like the worst case of tan lines ever, but in its acid burns.
Yeah, and I will
Cry as a free action.
Yeah, I will. But I'll swap my Hunter's Mark to as a bonus action.
Okay.
But that's me.
That's you done. All right, which brings us to Tristan.
I'd actually like to call out into the rest of the cavern, like, how many injured, just to try and see if that voice was not just a trick from these blobs or whether there actually are more people down there.
Yeah, and you hear back, 2. 7 people total.
Okay, we're on our way. And then, viciously mock the mass in front of us.
You do that, buddy.
I like where this is going.
That tone.
It'd just be a string of insults of you're nothing, you're a pile of filth. Even swamp water runs away from you.
I mean, point in case.
You're the worst blob in history, and that includes Mr. Blobby.
Yeah.
Even a ranger doesn't want to coat himself in dirt.
Yeah, because this would burn the actual dirt that he likes off.
That's a 14.
Fails the save. It's 2d4 psychic damage. So that's going to be 6 points of psychic damage.
The blob seems saddened by your language.
Does its form sag a little?
It does, yeah. The large sort of surging wave-like mass at the top just seems to droop slightly as if it's a bit dejected.
My favorite part of this campaign is creatures that should never have to show sadness repeatedly having to in our presence.
Yeah. You have a history of doing that, which brings us to Namari.
I'm going to pew pew again.
You're gonna pew pew.
It's gonna kill it now. It's sad.
But it hits.
Kick it while it's down.
18 damage.
18 damage. Okay. Bear with me while I do mathematics. There we go. All right, so both of them slam into this time, but unfortunately this time it is not enough to completely destroy the creature, as in response it just lunges towards you, dejected no longer, and just slams itself into you.
I should have wait.
Disadvantage, right? From Vicious Mockery?
Mm-hmm. So that is a 14 to hit?
Nope.
No. All right, so as it leaps towards you, you move to the side as this huge mass of black just slaps into the wall next to you, and you see as the wall begins to and burn, and as it pulls away, parts of the rock that have been half melted just come out with it as well. And you see as the creature folds these pieces of rock into its form and begins digesting them. And that will bring us to Tilly.
Okay, I am going to attack it. I hit, because of course I do. I'm going to roll some dice now.
I mean, even Tristan can hit this with melee.
I have an alright dex mod, okay.
Okay, so that is 10, 11,
plus 3
bludgeoning damage, and 2 radiant from the sling again.
How much altogether, sir?
15 bludgeoning, 2 radiant, so 17.
Okay. All right. So once again, the sling stone, I guess, slams into the creature, and you see at this point the creature is beginning to shake, and parts of it are falling off, and it's struggling to keep its form together, which will bring us to Ronan.
I'm gonna back away some more. So.
Yeah, I will just try and hit it twice. But I've got like a +10 to hit, so as long as it's not a natural, yeah, I smash him.
I didn't even roll because I got lucky. So.
Yeah, I don't, but that's gonna be first hit.
We should still roll because if you roll into a 1,
I got a 6.
you have to keep it. All right.
Oh
no, I meant
lucky. Yeah. No, I did roll. Just
halfling look. You roll into a 1 from a 1, it's still a 1.
27 on the first hit with Colossus Slayer.
Come again?
27.
I thought you said 47.
I wish.
No need to roll the damage for the second one as the first bolt slams into the creature, and you see it just writhes in pain from the impact of this bolt, and as it struggles to pull itself back up again, trying to reform itself, it tries again. And once more, and you see now as it makes one half-hearted attempt to just reach towards the Mari to strike once more, it collapses in front of you. The remnants of the goose sliding towards your feet, Namari, stopping near half an inch away from your boots.
You tiptoe back a bit. You could have warned us about the blob thingies! I scream into the cave.
You just hear back, we were unaware.
Oh, there were blob thingies. They're gone now.
I mean, that went pretty well for just 4 of us.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a really good thing Gun wasn't here. I don't think.
Oh my god, the axes.
She lost another axe, so no.
I mean, yeah, I know she's got a heart of stone right now, but even that quartz would crack at the heartbreak of losing another axe.
Also, she likes standing next to things when she hits them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it hits hard, as you can see.
Yeah, you okay?
My fucking skin. No. No, I had to run away from
I think no is the right sentiment.
Asking.
I'm going to hit myself with a level 2 healing word or level 2 cure wounds.
Okay.
Get some fresh skin.
Okay, so it's going to put me up.
Shall we carefully proceed?
Insignificant amount.
More carefully than we have before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, just watching the walls with the daylight on.
Okay. So
this time being in the middle of the group.
As you make your way forward, you're now confronted with this barricade, this makeshift barricade that's been put up with these wooden boards nailed to this A-frame.
Hello? You behind that?
Yes, please.
Please what? How can we get through? And you...
I just start playing this barricade apart.
Okay, you just start.
Probably not very well made.
Can I insight check first whether that voice sounded like it was really looking forward to luring us into a trap?
Sure.
I'm not stopping.
I know.
I'm observing.
9. Ooh, I'm using...
Inspiration.
yeah, 12.
Between the sort of broken common, the strange canter of their voice that you're not used to, their accent, it's hard to tell exactly what they mean by it because there's not much put into it in terms of emotion because they're trying to form the sentences more than anything else.
Okay. Not quite sure. I'm readying an Eldritch Blast just in case.
Do I need to roll anything to disassemble this shoddy wooden barricade?
Sure, make it just a strength check for us, please.
Okay. That is an 11.
Okay, so fortunately these things are put together with rusted old nails and they're being put together hastily, so not all of them have been hammered in properly. So you pull the boards out one by one. You hear it, that telltale clink of the nails popping out of the wood. And as you pull enough of them out that you guys can get through, you just chuck them all to the side. And as you step through, is there anything you want to do before you step through? No?
Do we see anything past?
Currently, right now, with the range of your drift globe, no. Those of you with dark vision, you will see some shapes, some people huddled against the back wall.
They don't seem to be threatening. It's quite a passive gate, I'm assuming.
You don't see any weapons among them.
I'm just like, from the silhouettes, no one's in an aggressive stance.
They seem defensive more than aggressive.
Okay.
And where's
Okay.
the source of the voice?
It appears to be the group.
Hi, hello?
Hands up, less as unthreatening as possible.
No, I'm still having a fucking Eldritch Blast in my head.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm trying to be as,
I have like my cloak brushed aside so they can see the hilt of my short sword.
Yeah. And as one of them stands up, you see, and makes their way towards you. And as they come into the light, you can see their features fully now. They're not obscured by the darkness. They are around 8.5 feet tall. Despite the fact that they look obviously malnourished, their masculine features are still very strong. There's still quite a lot of muscle mass there that has been built up, even though there seems to be this lack of food. Their hair is tightly pulled back in a very short ponytail and pulled completely off the front of the face, and their skin is bright red. They have a very flattish nose to them and very serious looking eyes and slightly pointed ears. Those of you from down there, you're aware of what these are. 20 years ago, these creatures tried to conquer your city. This is a hobgoblin.
He's a big boy.
I immediately raise up my hand. Stay back. I heard of you.
I just go through the hole. Whoa, you're red.
I thought you were gone.
Do you know these people in the mirror?
I tried to conquer Gunnhild, and like everyone knows the stories. It was like I was
malnourished man
maybe
and some
3
injured.
years old, and that's hobgoblins.
I don't fucking know what hobgoblins do, I?
No. I mean, you'd know of a hobgoblin, but you don't know what they look like.
How much would us from Dalnell know about hobgoblins?
You'd know that 20 between the war lasted officially 5 years, but the actual bulk of the fighting was before you were born. It was the very beginning, and then it was skirmishes in the 5 years after that.
Right.
Was the Golrund conflict, where the hobgoblin warlord Golrund the Red Hand tried to invade the Shattersea coast and succeeded in subjugating a few small towns around Vadel, besieging Vadel for months, and they were finally broken by a group known as bear with me.
It's an interesting name.
They were known as the Red Knight. They were finally beaten outside the walls of Downelm, where the Red Knight challenged the council of Golrund's council to combat, honorable combat, and defeated Golrund. And the morale of the army broke, and they were swiftly destroyed.
Well, Namari, we are helping them I mean, it's no way for anyone to live or die down here.
We do
So
not. We no longer follow Maglubiet teachings. Golrund's not our master anymore. Just want to live peacefully. Were
I'm glad-
in mine for a long time, but cults enslaved us. Used us to mine crystals.
On whose orders did you work the mine before the cult came? That
We did not.
someone must know you're here, right?
Mine abandoned during conflict, never reclaimed.
Can I inside that? I mean,
Yeah,
I kind of
sure.
still don't believe because 18.
Okay. They seem truthful. It's hard to get a read on them, but they seem like they're telling the truth. They're certainly not in a position to attempt to hide anything from you. There's no weapons on them. There's no defense. There's no defensive stance to them. Even their normally sharp nails are ragged and chipped and broken from working in this mine, and they look exhausted, despite their stature and their their height above you. They look tired.
Okay, I lower my hand and let the Eldritch Blast fizzle out, less because I suddenly trust them, more because I think they're not really a danger right now. But I'm still on the fence.
Can I see the two injured ones? Can I make out which are injured?
Yeah, there's two that there are 6 at the back that you see, and there are 4 people. The 4 people are sort of clustered around 2 that are in sort of swaddled right now. They've got blankets around them, and the 4 are stood around, and a couple of them seeming to be tending to them.
I'll just make my way in and pull out the healer's kit and make it obvious. You needed people to help your 2 injured people. Let me see them.
Okay. So they just sort of nod and begin to part, and you see now as the ones swaddled have horrific wounds. It's almost as if all of the flesh around the bone has cracked open on various parts. One of them has a gash around their shoulder, and the other one around their arm. It's almost as if you'd see a crack in like a vase or a statue or a rock wall has cracked open, and you can see the bone in the middle, and it's one of them. On one of them, you see a heavy fever on their face, and it's beginning to look like this wound is infected.
Then I'll healer's kit what I can. Just treat what I know how to treat with the healer's kit.
Okay, just make a medicine check for me then, please.
Medicine. Okay. Oh, that's gonna be like 26.
Okay. Yeah, so you treat them as best you can. You clean out the wounds. You wrap them. You keep the pressure tight so that the flesh can actually knit back together, so it's actually touching once again.
And then I'll cast a cure wounds into each of them.
Okay.
Just to supplement the actual physical healing.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
So that's like 8 and 7, one into each of them.
Okay. Good to know. And there, we're just going to take a quick break. We're going to go 5 minutes. Everyone's going to go get a drink, and then we will be right back. So we will see you guys then. All right, welcome back, everybody. We're here once again, and let's continue on this conversation, shall we? As Ronan, you tend to the wounds and heal the infection of the two wounded hobgoblins. The main hobgoblin is still in conversation with the other members of the party.
Mm-hmm. I would have liked to sort of approach them and actually welcomingly extend my hand, say, Tristan.
And they sort of clasp it with both hands in a very non-traditional greeting for you, and say, their name is, they say, Michia.
I think I'm mostly just really gawking at these people that I've never seen before.
Yeah, that are like almost 3 times your height.
Yeah.
While they're still holding my hands, I'd like to say, you have nothing to fear from me. Life is too precious to hold on to the grudges of the generation before. Everyone deserves to be free.
It was unfortunate that we are of the generation before. But we have changed.
That's all we can ever ask for, really. To change and be better.
Fear can bring out bad and good.
It can.
We just wish to leave.
Where to?
The north, mountains, safety, away from people.
Well, once we're out of this mine, your life is in your own hands again. Do with it what you wish.
Not enough to start again. And we cannot go home. We are not like them anymore.
I hope you find your way.
What brings you here?
A long, complex story that we don't quite understand ourselves yet.
It boils down to the cultists.
Terrible people. Put us in front of Basilisk, turned us to stone, broke us, and then fixed us. And they show where they have a scar that runs around their arm like a ring, and it's this heavy crack shape that goes all the way around the arm.
Wait.
They fixed you.
How?
Yeah. Potion. Or scroll.
Was there
I think
was
we
there a
fixed Gun.
special? Was there a place that they took you to be fixed?
They taunted us, said Fey place, ingress. Fey ingress.
We have potions and scrolls.
Have we heard that before?
Are they not the right ones?
Make a history check for me, please, Namari.
16.
Okay. Given your particular background, you're aware of a folktale from down there of it's most people call it by its elven name, which is Felital, but it's also known as Fey's Ingress. It is said to be a place where the Fey can come into our reality.
How did they taunt you with that?
Said that Fey could cure us without wound. We do not know what Fey is, but they sound strong, powerful person,
They are.
good person. If they help like that, not leave scar from battle or wound.
Does it hurt?
Only as much as every other pain.
I couldn't promise you that the Fae would help. They're strange beings. They can help. They are powerful.
We are strange to you. Strangeness is just unfamiliarity.
Yeah, and I'm sure you could help, or you could destroy.
Yes, as we proved.
That is true for the Fae also, but often their motives are a bit harder to tell for us. I've heard of the place. I've never been.
I ask, why do you want to know more about it?
Sorry.
We have a friend who met the basilisks.
But she isn't cracked or broken at all, so maybe we should try those spells and potions, Dara? The ones you showed me?
What potions look like?
I take the belt and the scroll. I can't read it. I don't know what the potions are. I don't.
Can I give a go at looking at those? I've not actually seen them yet.
Yeah, sure, of course.
Arcana, I'm assuming.
Yeah, Arcana. Do them
Ooh.
separate, please, as well.
Okay, so the first one is going to be an unnatural 20.
Okay.
And
that was
the second one is a natural 20.
Oh, right, okay. So, these potions are certainly not potions that would help Gun in any way, unless Gun wants to be set on fire. These are potions of silver fire. And they are essentially it's a bomb. They react to air.
Right.
So if you break the glass or you pull the plug out, they explode into fire. The best way I can explain it, so that you understand, is it's napalm.
Oh boy.
It does not go out. It's magical fire.
We've never asked Gunn if she wants to be set on fire, but I don't think she does.
How
Yeah.
many of them are there? Because you said it was a belt with vials.
4 of them. Yes. And if you're asking how much they do in terms of actual damage, is a dexterity save or does 4d6 of damage. And then if they fail the dexterity save, they take an additional 1d6 for the next 1d4 turns.
Ooh.
Wow. Let's maybe be careful with those.
Yep, not something to feed Gun, no matter how much she might be tempted when she's awake.
How on earth do you know what these things are?
What about the scroll, though?
Can I just point out I really, really wanted the little bomb things?
I'm not taking them. You take them, please. By all means. I'm not.
Oh, the biggest of dibs.
Hand them over.
I'm not carrying that around on my belt.
And to answer your question, I don't really know. I just pick up a lot of things from a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And the scroll is a scroll of greater restoration.
Well, this scroll seems to be a scroll of greater restoration. I think this restores greatly.
That sounds...
What does it...
You know it can restore most ailments, including curses and petrifications.
This can work. I mean, I've never cast this type of spell before. It's not really my wheelhouse.
I can't even read it. Who can cast that spell?
There is a chance that you can cast it, Tristan.
I'm just saying that it's...
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing, so don't hold out hope.
Out of game, there is a chance that you can cast it. But
out of game, what's the... Because we've always played it a bit different.
Okay, so the way that I do scrolls is a little different. I do it a bit more towards the older editions. You can cast any scroll that you come across. If it is on your spell list, you can cast it as normal. If it is on your spell list and you currently can cast it, is what I mean. If it is on your spell list and you... or if it isn't on your spell list, or it is on your spell list but you can't currently cast it, you have to roll a check against the DC of the scroll. But you use the spellcasting modifier of the person who originally enchanted the scroll, not your spellcasting ability modifier that you cast the spell with. So if a wizard made the scroll, you use intelligence. If a cleric made the scroll, you use wisdom. etc., etc. In this instance, this was made by a wizard. Sorry, it wasn't. It was made by a cleric. Made by a cleric.
Either way, it's a fat +1 bonus.
Yeah.
I could try.
I mean, you have the most.
I can cast a lesser restoration, so greater is just... That makes sense to me. Totally.
I mean, if you're more confident about it, then by all means, I'll give it a go if needs be, but...
Can't even decipher the words, please.
Yeah, I can try. Neither of us have ever cast it, so I mean we've got the same odds, really.
I turn to the hobgoblins. Do you have healers amongst you?
No. They were killed off when the cult came.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So are we trying it?
They don't seem phased by you saying that.
Well, yeah, I think we're definitely trying it. It's just a case of, I think, maybe deciding who's going to do it. In the process, I start taking gun out of the bag.
Yeah, I was going to say, I start trying to slide gun out.
Okay, make a strength check then for me.
Can I help
What?
by not
We could
breaking
just,
her, please?
Put the bag on the floor and take a little bit of gun out and then just pull the bag off.
And guidance to Tilly.
Make a strength check, please.
Don't break me.
Don't go break.
Remember what guidance does?
D4.
Don't go breaking my arm.
Oh, don't go breaking our dwarf.
Let's see.
Hi,
13.
Okay.
Are you sure this isn't athletics?
No, this is definitely just a strength check. And how tall is Gun?
She's 4'10", but she says she's 5 foot.
Why is no one helping?
Okay.
I mean, what people helping me?
I said I was going to take her out of the bag as well. So
you have
Okay.
advantage. You were helped.
all right.
Okay, so that's better. That is 15.
15. Okay. So, as you put the bag on the ground and you begin to lift Gun out, having to maneuver around the awkward angles, as Gun was not frozen in a pencil position, was frozen in motion. And as you're pulling her out, you slip for just a moment. And Gun's right cheek smashes into the ground for a moment.
I mean, the way I described it was more like letting the floor do most of the holding, but okay.
Yeah, but you were also having to jostle her around. And just for a moment, you lost your grip.
What's that? What does it look like?
It's like a phone.
Gun has
It's
a-
dropped screen side down.
A crack in Gun's face that goes from about here. It's about half an inch long. It's a small crack.
I can mend objects. I don't know if gun is an object just now.
Don't
Feels like Gun's
objectify me,
object,
Lydia.
I actually looked this up. Gun is not an object.
Right. As soon as Gun's face hit the ground, Tristan just starts backing up.
Has anyone got polyfiller?
I mean, she likes scars, right? That could be a cool.
Oh, that is some serious delusion. Someone's in so much trouble. Oh, you know what? I dibs casting the spell because if it works, I feel like that's going to get me off the hook.
Right, I'll wrestle you for it if that's how we're going.
Yeah, no, I'm down for that. I'll try.
All right.
So Tristan, your call. You're me.
You know what? You do it. You can do a lesser restoration, so I feel like you've got a better chance at a greater one.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. That makes perfect sense.
Okay.
I mean, I pat him on the shoulder. It's like, I believe in you. Inspiration.
Can I also guidance that, or is it a save? Or...
You could, yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, at least if you fail, she won't know, right?
Okay.
Okay, so what did I check? What did I do?
Roll just a straight wisdom check.
Straight wisdom. What's my wisdom? Of course, it's 4. Oh, let's go, boys. That's a big 19. Plus 4, 23.
Plus guidance and plus inspiration if you want to use it.
Oh, I
Stack a D8 on there.
Stack a D8. That's another 5. That's 29. Guidance, just put a D4 on it. That 33.
Okay. So, as Gun stands there in the middle of the floor, you open up the scroll, and it is this big, hefty scroll that is bound with 2 metal rods as holding it in place. And you pull it open. You begin letting the innate magic that you know take your mind and your words out of your control, and you feel your tongue moving in your mouth, but the sound that comes out of it is not your voice. And as you begin to speak, your voice takes on an accent of which you have only heard the cultists speak in. And as you begin to incant, you are speaking in someone else's voice as you read out the words on this scroll. And slowly, as each word is read out, the scroll begins to burn away. And as it does, it catches different runic symbols and glyphs, circles of different arcane ensorrowment begin to erupt from this scroll as it slowly burns away in your grasp. It reaches out, tracing a circle on the floor of these arcane runes. Sorry, not arcane runes, divine runes. And slowly this sort of slight river of divine magic begins to stretch up from the ground. It is tinged this strangely dusty color that unsettles you slightly and makes your throat seem parched as you continue incanting this as if you haven't had water in months. But slowly, as it goes up, you see Gun begins to crack once more. All across her features begin to crack, like fine china shattering on the ground, and before slowly the pieces begin to fall away, revealing flesh underneath, save for one crack, which remains. And as Gun, you come back to life, your first instinct is the searing, insurmountable pain currently emanating from your right jawline. As the rest of you watch as Gun comes back to life, and immediately this spray of blood spurts out from her cheek and just scatters across your face, Tristan.
Oh, fuck! What? Where? What? Ah! Ronan! You got bandages.
Level 2 cure wounds. 6 and 7 and 4, 17. And then healer's kit to immediately start bandaging, putting pressure, whatever I can.
What?
Anxiously looking away the entire time.
Still covered in Gun's blood. Welcome back. You missed the fun.
Ooh. Where the who? What?
Remember
Okay,
the lizards
so-
that kind of turned Ronan into stone a little bit?
Yeah.
not-
They turned you a lot.
Yeah. We kept you mostly safe.
Yeah, did you not remember though, like, as you were turning to stone, they were attacking you? And, like, I think one of them must have clawed you as you were turning to stone.
No, you
Hence
see,
the...
I distinctly remember just walking into a room and then bam, I'm here.
You must not remember, like, the last few seconds then when you fully turned to stone.
Is that right?
It must be.
And so what? One of you lot dragged me down here, did you?
We carried you in a way.
If you want to ask any more questions, it was Tilly's idea.
We have more important things.
Look, hobgoblins.
Also, we found them.
How long was I, like... How?
Oh, I mean,
A solid 5 minutes.
yeah, it hasn't been long.
Okay, so in this time period... I got turned to stone. We found you two. By the way, Namari, where the fuck were you? And then you found these? I don't know what hobgoblins are, do I?
No.
Whatever the fuck they are. And then...
We work quickly, Gun. You know this.
I just reach for my pouch and just start swigging beer. We will talk.
Just all you need to know is the cultists that were here are dead and eviscerated.
Good.
Or vaporized.
Good.
Yeah.
We're now in what once was a collapsed tunnel, rescuing these hobgoblins. And we will leave and regroup and figure out what happened.
Also, they probably got their fancy crystals from here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's go, I guess.
Gladly.
And if it's any consolation, like the things we fought weren't really that tough, so it wouldn't have been very enjoyable for you to swing your axe at them.
Oh, it would have been really bad.
The big group of them like disintegrated instantly. Like it was the most perfect like multi-angle hit at the same time while they were engulfed with fire. You would have actually just snored.
Yep.
There was also a big dust thing that swung around, and you would have swung your axe and didn't just nothing happened. It was boring.
Yeah, basically we were fighting robes and the wind.
Are the hobgoblin people ready to go?
We are right here. Do not need to refer to us in other person.
Well, are you ready to go then? You got what it meant.
We need help carrying out. We are weak.
I think we can offer that.
All right.
How big is hole you made?
Not great, but thankfully our specialist is back, so don't worry about that.
We can make it bigger.
Okay. And you see the giant hobgoblin turns to you and goes, "Nice to meet you."
To me, I'm
likewise, I guess.
To Gun.
Yep. And like Gun's just like so right now. Yeah, let's go. Cause this is weird and I suddenly don't like it here anymore.
Is that crack still on Gun's
I mean,
cheek
that
looking like
crack
stone? Or is it a wound now?
It's a crack. I mean, it is a wound, but it's a wound in the perfect shape of a crack.
Yeah, it's just like that flesh is gone.
Yeah. What was once there is no more. And you can actually see a slight part of Gun's jawbone.
Let's not tell her that.
Yeah, it's like a baby back rib.
Humans and food.
There's the food descriptions.
There it is.
I was worried.
Thought something was wrong with you. You hadn't compared a hideous wound to food in quite some time, but here we are. My jaw is now a baby back rib. That's disgusting.
Broken open like
no, let's not talk about this anymore, and I'm gonna grab the nearest hobgoblin and make my way out. Or where I assume is out.
As you walk back while holding this wounded hobgoblin, which is easily twice your height, as you're stepping on the ground, your boots are hissing.
I just look back at him as I'm walking. What the? Did you just...
It was a blob. You'll see.
Got big dwarven boots. They can withstand a bit of slime.
Step around the puddles.
Yeah. Okay. So you make your way back to the cave-in entrance, where there is a small hole that's obviously at the top, but the rest of it is currently still blocked up. Think of the word for a second now. My mind is blanked. So What are you doing?
I'll go through what's already there and maybe try and help loosen some stuff from the other side. If you're working from both ends, it might be easier.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll try someone on the other side.
Stay.
I shall engage my mighty dwarven muscle.
Okay. Make an attack roll against the wall.
Okay. What am I using for this?
Just whatever you want.
I mean, obviously strength, but
Right. Why?
do I get proficiency with this? I'm not going to use my weapons. I'm going to use my hands. Yeah.
Yes, you are proficient in unarmed strikes. Everyone is.
Tight.
Even a wizard.
19.
Okay. So as you slam your fist into this wall, you see as large numbers of the stones begin to crumble and fall off, and Tristan make a dexterity saving throw.
18.
As you dodge out the way, a rock from the other side, as you hear this thump, hits the side of it. A rock dislodges itself from near the top and lands on your shoulder, but as you twist out the way to avoid most of the impact, you take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as a giant rock clatters into your arm.
I stop helping.
And as the second fist comes in, Gun, it just blasts through most of the rock wall here as it tumbles to the sides. You see Tristan on the other side like that.
We should really get you like a hammer or something.
Funny thing, I've got one of those on order. Which would have been really awkward if I'd stayed stone, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I got that deposit back.
Thankfully you're not, so let's keep moving.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. And you see now as you walk by the room where the cultists were, Michia and a couple of the other hobgoblins actually pick up spears that had been left by the cultists. One of them picks up a bow and a quiver and slings it around. And Michia picks up one of the leather breastplates, just sort of pulls it, manhandles it off. The cultist looks at it, chucks it to the side. And they join with you once more. Are you just leaving?
I think we've picked over the place, so yeah.
Actually,
should we be
while
careful
we're-
of the basilisks at the front?
We should.
While we're in that room as well with the water, I'd actually like to use the dust of dryness and throw 5 pinches in, so we have 5 pellets.
All right, so you see this 5 times the water flow is just stopped for a moment as suck it up into this ball and quickly catch it out of the water. And then you do this 5 times, and for a long period of time, this river is just dry. As you now have a lot of water.
I just don't even reference it. Like, I don't even tell them. I just do it and then just start walking by. Like, okay, right.
One of the hobgoblin stops behind you for a moment and just looks quizzically over your shoulder as you're doing this. Just, and walks on.
I just say back, that's not even the weirdest thing he's ever done.
They look back at you and they go, I believe.
I'm proud of that. I take that as a compliment.
Gosh, you do. Okay, what are we doing about these basilisks? Because I really don't want to be stoned again.
We could just cover our eyes and run.
Yeah, I mean, they were kind of in that room with what I'm assuming was a nest. Might very well not be. I'm not an expert in the habits of basilisks, but they might be sticking to the room. So if we just be careful as we get close, try and see if they are outside of it or not. I mean,
How many were there?
4, I think.
Gun was the only one that saw them.
Oh, I don't know.
How many were there?
4.
4.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
Well, if we just go past them, it should be fine.
Yep.
And if you see a vase on the way,
Pay no mind.
Wait. to second.
It was a ploy. It was mind games, distractions. You know, like when I set up that fake camp earlier. I was just doing weird things like that to throw them off. But they're really expensive. I want them back.
We will talk about this later.
I hope not.
And then, I don't know, I'm gonna walk into the basilisk thing and avert my eyes.
So you're just walking towards the cave entrance?
I'm not gonna, like, walk straight in. I'm gonna listen first.
Okay.
And very consciously not look in the eyes of the basilisks.
Well...
Again.
Okay, so you make your way down the rickety structure of wood that leads up into the upper part of the mine that you were in. And as you make your way towards the corridor leading in, where you first saw the basilisks in the side small cavern, you hear a coming from the corridor up ahead.
So they're still in there?
We'll just run past, it'll be fine.
Wait, I can make a sound like 30 feet away. Make them, pull the focus for not very long, but at least it's something. Distract them on the way.
I give us like a little.
A smaller,
yeah,
well, a slightly bigger window of opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You do that. At the same time, I will kick the door and we go.
Yep.
Or if there's a door or just whatever, just.
I mean, you guys aren't in that corridor right now. So there's the entrance to the mine is here.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's a corridor.
Mm-hmm.
On that corridor is what forked off to where the basilisks were. You guys are at the end of this corridor in a large room right now.
Okay. We just need to run.
But I can go first if it would make everyone feel better.
I mean, I'm not going to say no to that. If you want to go first, Tilly, you are the fastest of us.
Yep, that's why. I'm going to run. I will obviously avert my gaze from any basilisks I'm going to encounter.
So, as you round the corner, the last thing you see before you avert your gaze is stood in the middle of the corridor, blocking your exit, is a basilisk.
Bonus action disengage. I'm dashing.
Okay, so you dash and you slide underneath the basilisk as you hear this chomping sound just behind your head. As you slide under it, you run past it and you're out into the open.
I yell, "There's one in the corridor!"
I thought you were just going to do one and not tell us. I'm like, thanks, Tilly.
I'm not that bad.
Alright then, upon hearing there's one in the corridor, I am going to close my eyes and run in with my sword.
Okay, make an attack roll with disadvantage.
I would also like to rage, because I am very angry.
Okay.
Oh, it was a natural 20 on my first roll. 23.
23, that does hit.
Mm-hmm. And that's 14 slashing.
14 slashing.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I have 2 attacks as well.
Okay.
So second one, still got my eyes closed because I don't want to get paralyzed again. That's a natural 1.
Nice.
No. The opposite, in fact.
So as the axe slams into it the first time, no, not axe, it's a sword. What am I talking about? As the sword carves into it the first time, you bring it back for a second swing, but you completely misjudge where this creature in front of you is, and it just clatters off a wall next to it. You, with your eyes shut, you see a slight spark of light as the sparks scatter underneath.
In the darkness, with my eyes closed in a corridor, facing the wrong direction from a basilisk, I go, fuck!
Yep.
Just run!
What do you do?
I will, I'm gonna stand and try and draw it to me while the others, and I'll shout at them to run. Say, I've got it distracted! Run!
Okay, what I'd like to do is use minor illusion this time round to create the image of like a big dog, because it can be within 5 foot cube. So the image of a big dog to kind of run like past Gun, if that's applicable.
Yes.
It can last for up to a minute, and then maybe the next round can I stack a sound effect on top of that, because obviously I can only do one sensory effect at a time.
You can only have one minor illusion active at a time, I believe.
Right. It's prestidigitation that does the other one.
I believe that's the way it works. I don't know. I'm not too.
Yeah, because I know one of them can stack.
I can thaumaturgy as well if you tell me.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, instead I'll just minor illusion the dog, but prestidigitate the sound of it barking. But like, because it's an illusion, it can look straight at it, hoping that the fact that this thing is like face to face and not turning to stone is confusing the basilisk.
Okay.
Is what I'm going for.
All right. So you conjure this dog as Gun stands in front of it now, and as the Mari makes the dog bark, or you make the dog bark, the basilisk's head turns to a moment for a moment, and none of you see this happen. Obviously, because you're hiding from the basilisk.
Yeah. But as on completing the casting, then I would like to run.
Okay.
It was just an extra insurance policy of distraction.
Okay. So, as you run now past the basilisk, it is staring at the dog, and you see as you round the corner, before you close your eyes, it's staring at this dog. But as you go to run by, you feel it try and strike you for 16.
That hits.
All right, it bites you 7. 10 points of piercing damage as you go to run by. You feel this creature clamp onto your back of your leg for a moment, and as its sharp teeth tear through as you pull your leg away. You make your way past it, but not before it leaves a mark.
Is it the same leg?
It's cool.
So is it the leg?
Is it the leg?
It is the leg.
The leg. The leg has a bloody story to tell.
Mm.
Literally.
I've got 1 foot in front. I've got 1 foot in the grave.
There's always one that has to ruin the joke.
Mm. And it's usually the bard.
I will cast Armor of Agathis on myself
Okay.
and go. And yeah, run as well.
Okay. All right. So as you go to run by it, it is going to strike at you as well.
Yeah,
That's a 15.
that hits.
Okay. So it takes what? 10
15.
point?
15 at this point. 15 cold damage.
And you take 9 points of piercing damage as you go to run by it. You try to take a similar route to Tristan, not knowing that Tristan got bitten. And as you go by, it clamps onto your foot, and as you pull it away, it tears at the leather of your shoe. It hurts.
It hurts.
It does.
And I try and kick it a little.
Okay.
Gun, what are you doing? Run!
I'm waiting for you chucklefucks to get past me before I run. Some of us don't run away before all our team for safe. Mm.
Okay.
Oh, we're gonna have words, lady.
Ronan?
I just run past and use my action to disengage.
Okay, so you run past, and as you do, you jump and stand on the back of the basilisk for a moment, almost slipping on its scales, which are slippier than you thought they would be. And as you land on the other side, you just look back one last time, and you see Gun there wildly flailing at this basilisk, trying to get it to stop biting anyone that goes by. As you two once again escape into, for the first time in a while actually, you escape into the fresh air.
Go on.
Okay, I'm gonna start backing up and away and out, prodding at this thing if it's still trying to bite me.
It is still trying to bite you. That's not going to hit. That's a 7.
Nope.
So as it goes to bite, it catches your sword and you go "Ugh," and pull it away. And as you do, you feel a pop as some of the teeth come out of this creature's mouth. But you keep backing away. You keep backing away, and is it sort of, you feel its feet pad on the ground as if it's being very territorial, not wanting to move from its position. Eventually, the growling sound of this basilisk becomes just a faded sound in the distance of the mouth of this cave. As you find yourself once again out in the fresh air.
What about the hobgoblins?
They ran like they were told
Yeah,
to.
we brought
Yeah.
them with us. That
They were one of the
definitely
Are they
first
all-
through.
Unlike half the party, who tried to fucking do some tricks before they left.
Yeah, they were like one of the first groups through.
Well, you find out. Some of you are actually carrying hobgoblins. Supposed to be carrying hobgoblins.
I'm 3 foot tall, so I was not.
Gun was supposed to be carrying a hobgoblin. What did you do with your hobgoblin?
What did you do with your hobgoblin like it's a fucking bag of shopping? I would have left my hobgoblin in the care of my party.
Yeah, no. If there were hobgoblins there, I would have.
I mean,
They
that's
would
why.
go ahead of me, yeah.
That's why she was attacking with disadvantage, right? The hobgoblin was on the other hand.
I mean,
she was
I had a
technically
hobgoblin
just
on my back, like a backpack.
An 8 foot tall.
So you put down the hobgoblins and you ran through. So there are now 7 hobgoblins
Fuck.
stuck in
I
the
go
cave.
back in with the bloody armor of Agathis on still, and
And as you step back in the cave, you see Mishka there, slamming the spear through the head of the basilisk and twisting it with a little too much vengeful wrath in their eyes.
never mind, they're fine.
We meant to do that. They had a vengeance thing. We openly knew about it, and we allowed them this pleasure.
Yeah, they got that vent, get it out.
I'm
Sure.
saying all this while thinking, where are my vases?
Where did you leave the vases?
Nearer to the entrance.
They're on the junction. I remember, I wrote it down.
Oh. Whereabouts was that?
So did
Right
we
where-
run past
Right
vases?
Basilisks are.
Right where Mishka is currently twisting a spear in the basilisk's head.
Tristan.
I'd like to just walk down
Get
and
back in and
go,
get
just
them.
start picking them up. Go, thank you. In the bag.
You go past, they go, wounded.
Yep. Wait a second, and I
Yeah.
come back and do.
As you go by, you see some of that hobgoblin fervor has returned. They seem slightly annoyed that you've left them behind for a moment.
We're the reconnaissance team.
We just
We were
to check
checking
the entrance,
ahead.
whether there were any cultists there.
So you are goblin.
We did pretty openly discuss the plan of running past the basilisks.
True.
I mean, they don't speak much common.
Now hold up a second, you 8-foot-tall red motherfucker. I'm a dwarf. And I realize I've just said this as I'm wearing my elaborate disguise and my hair is my beard.
I mean, you still look
You
like
still
a
look-
dwarf. Just not a lady dwarf.
This is a lot funnier now.
Okay. I am hobgoblin.
Good. I am no goblin. I am a dwarf.
You act like goblin.
I mean,
Boy.
I'm sure that's an insult.
No
But-
respect for others helping. Reconnaissance.
Can I punch him?
You want to punch them?
I want to punch that hobgoblin.
They are not a he.
Them, sorry. I would like to punch this hobgoblin.
Okay.
I'm
can-
going to punch it.
Punch the hobgoblin.
That will be
That
a
seems a good family motto.
24.
That hits.
So it's what, strength +1? for a punch.
Yes.
7.
Okay, so you sock Mishka, and Mishka's. You punch like goblin. Pulls the spear out, points backwards. Please help wounded. We will leave you alone.
Hey, you fucking better my sword up your fucking ass, you dickhead. Fucking walk past, grab one of the hobgoblins. Bit rougher than perhaps I should be, but hey, I'm pissed off.
Can I just listen out whether the other basilisks are being attracted by this needless squabble?
Definitive yes. You
18 plus.
Yeah, pacing. Oh, you don't need to roll for that. It's very clear.
Guys, while you're being punching things, it's 3 more here coming, quick.
I walk past with like a hobgoblin over my shoulders, like, yeah.
I have one as well because I went back for the vases.
I'm outside.
So noble, Tristan, in a Marathi, hero of the people.
As
I
you're picking
blindly
up
fire into the other path, trying to avert my eyes, but just fire in case the basilisks come around the corner.
Okay. As you begin to fire, you hear a poof, as a sound of that doesn't sound like hitting rock. It sounds like breaking of something.
Keep firing, because I don't know what that is.
You hear very angry growling, and you hear rapid footsteps.
Oh,
I think you broke
coming.
the nest.
They're coming. The what?
Oh shit!
As everyone rolls initiative.
No.
I'm
welcome.
outside. I will have had no reason to go back in.
I mean, you heard all of this happening.
I heard them talking to the hobgoblins.
You also heard the very loud sounds of 3 250-pound basilisks charging down the corridor.
Okay, maybe I didn't hear that.
It's the cave mouth, it echoes. So Tristan is here picking up the vases. Namari is...
And a hobgoblin.
Okay. Ronan, where were you?
Outside as well.
Okay. I will leave you guys out for now. Let me get up. Put these in here. Oh. Okay, one moment. I just need to put the hobgoblins in my Roll20 file. Give us a moment. While that's happening, though, initiatives for me, please.
I rolled good.
Hobgoblin. There we go. Hobgoblin.
Now I really want hobnobs.
I kind of want to drink hobgoblin.
Hobnobs with a hobgoblin would be so good. Hobnobs for the non-UK folk are biscuits, but cookies, because...
And hobgoblin is a beer.
Yes.
It's also a red-skinned creature, goblinoid.
Indeed.
All right. Let's go. 25 to 20.
22.
Hey.
Okay, silly.
Very fast.
15 to 20?
Oh, 17.
Okay. 10 to 15. Well, that's good. 5 to 10?
6.
I rolled a massive 5.
Nice.
5 on
Good
me,
job.
5 on me as well.
Okay.
Y'all tried.
So who got the 6? Namari.
Me.
Okay. And then it would be Ronan
Ronan for sure has bigger decks.
and then Gun. And then the basilisks. And then the hobgoblins. All right. So first up is Tilly. You are outside, and you hear the sound, the familiar sound of Namari's Eldritch Blast, just, and then you hear a alongside.
I guess I wander back in, wondering what the fuck is going on. Does no one understand what run means?
There you
Yeah, I say that.
It's like to imagine Tilly just like wandering back in going, what? You know, like that gif of Troy from...
the pizzas, yeah. Which brings us to, unless you'd like to do anything else.
No, I'm not taking action.
Oh, okay. Which brings us to Tristan. You are halfway through putting the first elven vase into the bag, like... and then you see this happen, you're like, oh god.
Could I finish putting it into the vase?
It would be your action.
I use my action to put it in there.
All right, there is now another elven. There is 3 elven vases in the bag.
Worth every coin.
Vases.
Priorities, we've got it.
We'll
sorted.
never fucking tell them though. Here's the thing: when we finish the campaign, those will still be in there.
Yes, and we will put them in our keep where they belong for being a reminder of
Hubris.
good times.
What about our keep? They're going in my music hall.
The precious family heirloom.
Any bonus action, Tristan?
So who's around me at the minute?
Oh, you're on a battle screen, huh?
No, for now, that'll be me for now.
Okay. Namari.
Ah, pew pew at disadvantage with trying not to look.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
That is a double 5 rolled, so E13.
That will miss, unfortunately, as you hear the sound of shattering stone as it smashes into the wall.
Second one, however, is a 7 and a 6, so 14.
That will also miss as the second one goes wide and smashes into the stone.
I'm going to move back a little,
Okay.
sort of stumbling here, because
Alright.
I'm still trying not to look.
Ronan, you hear panic sounds as Tilly walks back in going, where are we supposed to run?
They're coming.
Oh.
You muted, by the way, but...
Me?
I hate mics. Okay, so where am I again now? Because
You're outside. You're currently not on the battle map because you're outside.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay outside. Because that's where the goal is, to be on this part of the world.
Okay. So you just stay there and don't interfere.
No, I'm good.
All right, which will bring us to Gun.
I am going to move my butt here. Rage. Then hold my action for an attack. If any of them come close, I am going to avert my eyes and slashy.
Okay. All right, good to know. That will bring us to there go. So they charge in. That one can only get to there, I think. Yeah, they're quite slow. All right, so as the two of them are going to bite down on you, first you get your reaction though. You get to strike back.
Okie doke.
You're not raging though.
But I rage as a bonus action.
Did you?
Yeah.
All right, I didn't hear that. My apologies.
The first attack's a 14.
That will miss, unfortunately.
Balls. My second is a 12. Fuck!
That will also miss.
Oh, well, rip.
As the two of them charge up to you, both of them bite down.
Yep.
The first one will hit you. That is a 15.
Nope.
And the second one is a natural 20.
Cutting words.
Okay.
So
do you line of
it's-
sight for that, to the target?
I will double check.
Because you're currently around the corner. We're trying to
This is true.
pick up a second vase.
Cutting words. Yeah, when I crit you can see.
Not this time, I'm afraid. It's fine. You're raging.
It would have been 8 less as well.
Okay. 19 points of piercing damage reduced to 10. There's this basilisk bites down on your arm as you don't even see it happen. You can't step out of the way as it just clamps down as hard as it can. And that will end their turn, which brings us to the hobgoblin. Mishka walks up, not even attempting to avert their gaze, just glaring down this creature. It's absolutely fine. As they just walk straight up to it, just look over to you with your eyes closed and just bring the spear down into the creature. Both attacks. The first one will hit with a 20, and the second one will miss. So that is a D8. Nice. 8 points of damage as this hobgoblin stabs the spear into this creature.
He's got like a real asshole if he fails that Constitution save.
Yeah, it's fine. They're quite tough. So. And that ends their turn, which brings us to 2.
Okay, I realize everyone is fighting now. But I also cannot really contribute because the path is completely blocked.
Yep.
So, I'm not really sure what I should do. Do the hobgoblins still need helping out?
They do.
Okay, I will do that.
Okay. So you rush over and you begin to try and help one of the hobgoblins up. And one of them, the one that's not had an infection, seems like they could be able to walk a short distance. So you begin trying to help them up and steady them.
Okay.
And that will end your go. Which brings us to Tristan.
Seeing that lovely, lovely meat shield, the second vase.
You pick the second vase up and you put it in the bag, and that will be your action.
Pushing your luck, buddy.
They're family heirlooms.
They're certainly someone's family.
Any bonus action or anything?
Yeah, I was saving my inspiration for the cutting words, but since that's not working, I will instead inspire gun.
Okay.
Just shout out, blind rage! Because you can't see.
All right, take your inspiration from that.
That's a D8, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which will bring us to Namari.
I will step back a little, in case they come a bit further out, and blast one of.
Averting your gaze.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of these. That is a 16.
Okay, that will hit.
And the second blast is a 21.
That will also hit.
Lovely. 15, 23 damage.
All right. So as both of the blasts slam into this creature, you can't see what's going on, but it sounds like it hurt.
I think I hit it.
We'll end your turn. Just brings us to Ronan.
I'll wander back in now because I see Tilly's fighting. And if Tilly's going to be in fighting as well, then I suppose it's something I should do.
Okay. You walk back. You walk back inside, and you see Tristan shoving a vase into a bag. You see Gun flailing wildly with their eyes closed. You see Amari like that, firing eldritch blasts into this darkened corridor as these two basilisks are just biting into Gun.
Upon seeing this, I just turn and walk back out again, though.
I won't blame you, in fairness.
No, I respect what Tristan's doing. They're important. They're family heirlooms. I'll attack towards the.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna just guess where they are and just hoping I'm fucking pierce people.
Yeah.
Well, that's an 8 on the dice, so
18.
Yes, 18 with the crossbow.
Yep, that hits. You can't even miss when you've got disadvantage. Crikey. You come on, you have
plus 10.
What, a 1 in 4 chance of hitting.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big spicy 8 damage.
That one's already been hurt. Colossus Slayer.
That's with Colossus Slayer.
What did you roll? All ones?
Yes. No, I rolled 2 2s.
2 2s and with +4?
Oh no, the crossbow's +5, so yeah, that's gonna be a 9.
Okay.
That's still with Colossus Slayer.
That's depressingly low.
That's it
Yeah,
sure
that's
is. 19 and 11 on the second attack, so
Yeah.
21.
That hits.
And that's just gonna be a 10 points of damage.
Okay.
I got higher damage with like Colossus Slayer.
So as the first bolt slams in, the second one hits hard, and Gun, you feel this ground shake slightly as this 250 pound creature just dies, and its legs give out. All right, and that will end your go run. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, which brings us to Gun.
Okay, so I'm like, that one's dead. There's one there. Get it. Ugh.
Okay.
That would. Oh no, it's disadvantage, isn't it?
Disadvantage unless you use reckless attack
Yeah, fuck it. Why not?
when it's just a straight roll.
Okay, so my first roll was an 18 plus
That
10,
does,
28.
Yeah, that hits. Yeah, that definitely hits.
Do. 16 slashing.
Okay.
That's my my first attack.
Yeah,
Second attack. Will be a 26.
that does hit.
17 on that one.
Okay. That's a 6 plus 7 today, which is 15. Okay, good. All right, so as both of your blows cut into this, as you swing wildly at the creature, you feel it carve deep wounds into this, into the creature's hide, but you can't see any of it. You can't see the blood and the wounds. It's just sound to you. It's nowhere near as exciting as it is usually.
Nah.
All right, and that will end your go, which brings us to their go. And as they run up, this second one dives towards you and is going to actually just bite you.
Cool.
We're a 10.
No.
The second one is a 22.
Yes.
So that's 10 points of piercing damage, reduced to 5.
Stop tickling me.
As one of them bites down into you hard, you let out a. Oh shoot! They should have had advantage. Never mind. One of them still missed. The other one still hit. As one of them bites down into you hard. It is now the Hobgoblin's turn, and Mishka is going to roll another 20 on that con save, and the other one is 15. So they're fine. And they're going to strike once again now on both attacks. Now, this one, that one hits. Both hit. So that's 11 and 9. So that's 20 points of damage. And you hear now as this spear goes through the head of another basilisk and he just pulls it out once more. Oh wait, no, wrong basilisk. My bad. Wrong basilisk. So that's just some damage to it instead. My bad. All right, and that will bring us to Tilly.
I continue helping the hobgoblins.
Okay.
Seems like the wisest thing to do right now.
Begin dragging one down. It'll be half movement. What's your movement?
25, but remember I can double dash
You can. So you just
like
Just-
Mario.
with all of your.
Sorry.
With all of your might, you pull Hobgoblin out of the cave entrance. It looks back for one moment and just sees a slight flash of blue and is like, nope, I'm not looking at that. As you drag them outside.
I'm
Alright.
being helpful.
You are being helpful. Which brings us to Tristan.
I would like to do
We're
this.
in the back.
I would like to now help them.
Okay, so you walk over, and the other one you're going to have to carry. So I would like you to make a strength check.
Yay. That's gonna be. It's not bad. 14.
Okay, so you pick one up, and you're a bit wobbly, but you've got it.
And yeah, just move as far away as possible. So
Okay.
how if I would have managed that?
Well, it's 10 feet over to there, and then so you could move 10 feet. So I've moved you to where you are.
Okay, cool.
So you managed to carry them a slight distance this turn, which will bring us to Namari.
Same thing again. I'll just
Which one, left or right?
fire. The one that's hurt more. Is that?
You can't see.
Oh right, one on the right.
Okay.
First one misses. Second one is a natural one, so both miss.
Both misses. As once again you hear the sounds of shattering rocks as these two Eldritch Blasts slam into the stone walls at the side, which will bring us to Ronan.
I'm just going. Yeah, I just realized again. I keep muting because of the keyboard. I'll just follow up with 2 more attacks.
Go for it.
Yeah, they're gonna hit. Lowest was a 13. So
13. What? 13 on the dice? Or
on the
13?
dice. On the dice.
Right,
yeah. 10. Has it been damaged?
It has, yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be 10 damage.
Okay. To which one? Left or right?
The left.
Okay.
And then 12 lowest on the dice at disadvantage for the second
Yeah, that
attack.
hits.
For 14 points on the second one.
Okay. All right. So as the first bolt slams into it, it causes it to rear up slightly in pain as you put the second bolt into the fleshy underside. And it just sinks in, and you hear this horrible gargling sound as it slumps down almost on top of its fallen mate. They can't have any babies anymore because you killed both of them instead of just leaving.
Good, fuck him.
Namari.
No, you did a good thing. Proud of you.
I'm in.
All right. Which will bring us to Gun.
I am going to destroy the one that's in front of me.
Okay.
In theory. With another reckless attack.
We're not very nice people, are we?
Nope.
No.
I'm lovely. What are you on about?
I have a axe to grind with these things. That will be I did it recklessly. That's a 19, so that's a 29 to hit.
That hits. Yep.
18 slashing on that one.
Okay.
And again, if it's still up,
It is.
I am going to add my inspiration to that. 18.
That will hit. Yep.
Okie doke.
That will indeed.
17 on that one.
Okay. All right. So as the first blow swings into this creature, you feel it cut deep. So you bring the blade round again, aiming for the same spot, and as you do, you feel a crunch as you go through the back vertebrae of this creature. As it smashes through, it lets out one last horrible mewling whine before it slumps to the ground, dead.
Is that it?
I think so.
Continue to help the hobgoblins either way.
See, as you look over, Mishika is staring at you, Namari, with a furrowed brow.
Told you they were coming.
They were when you struck.
No, they were literally coming around the corner from people arguing. I just fired because, I mean, look what the first one did.
Okay. I believe.
That was easy. Also not wrong.
Actually, out of game, very wrong.
No, you said I said I was perceiving. You said I didn't even have to roll a perception check to see if the others were coming.
No, you said, "Can I hear anything?" And I said, "Yes."
Oh, never mind. You know exactly what I meant.
I didn't. I can't read your mind. But anyway, Mishka walks outside, and as they walk past, they turn to Tilly and they turn to Tristan. And they say, "Thank you."
You're welcome.
Anytime, bud.
We stay here for a bit, rest our wounded, and then we leave for mountains.
Don't rest here too long. We don't know if any more will come back.
They said they were leaving.
Oh.
Did they say where to?
No. Said something about preparations for final rituals complete. To meet at docks.
Meet at the docks.
What? Wait, hold up. Mountains. Which ones?
They point to the mountains behind you that the mine is in. These ones.
Good.
I do not know name.
All right.
Gun over in mountain police.
I'm a Mountie.
Well, I wish you all the luck on your journeys and hope that you get the peaceful life that you want.
At this point, we want peace, so we can disappear. We are last of our kind.
I offer my hand again.
And they take it once more. Shake it hard.
Are they not going to be like, welcome in the town or a different town even?
I don't think they'll be heading to a town. I think they'll carve out something for themselves.
We hated by people of land. For good reason. We do not wish to be problem.
I mean, I've never even seen people like you before today. I imagine most people haven't.
Well, around here, it's not so much the case, unfortunately, Tilly.
Oh.
Maybe, I don't know, try your luck, see how far you can get. Maybe people want, well, the people around here know who you are or what you are, but maybe the further out you go, they might not.
Perhaps. For now, we need to rest. Heal our wounded.
Yes.
Spend some time underneath the sky. It has been too long.
Yeah.
Mountains are for orcs, and I hate orcs.
Twitch.
Farewell.
Farewell.
Where are we headed?
It's a good question.
Docks? We have a ritual to stop.
What
Ah.
dogs?
I imagine it's the ones in Downham.
Hmm.
You want to go
The
into
lake
the
docks, yeah.
remote tower, perhaps? Either
But
way,
we
we
do.
should catch some form of rest.
Well, yeah, it takes us a while to get here, but all I'm saying is we're going to have to be careful getting back into the city now. Let's not forget. I mean, I have a disguise, you know, and I can kind of help a few of you, but we really have to know what we're getting ourselves into before we head back.
I have an ugly feeling the town won't be exactly as we left it.
No.
No.
Dave, though, please tell me you came here with horses.
Mm-hmm. And the cart.
Speaking of, how are our horses? Let's go wander and find them. See, they've been eaten by cougars.
So, you wander over, and you see that there are no horses.
Been eaten by cougars. Thanks, Susie.
And there's,
Pimento wouldn't go down like that.
there is the broken remains of a cart.
Oh, the cultists got.
I dropped to
Shiny
my knees
purple.
and screamed to the sky, Captain Carl! I
But the
don't.
horses
I
are
can-
nowhere to be found.
Is there any blood on the ground?
There is no blood on the ground, no.
Okay, so they just ran away. They just ran
Wait.
away.
Who broke the cart?
And trampled the cart?
Well, the
Yeah, who
cultists
broke
left.
the cart?
That must have been them. I mean, did you hide it? Well,
Not particularly.
But we killed the cultists in there. We pincered them from one side and the other. Who broke the cart? There wasn't a cultist from inside there.
a couple no.
I mean, this could have been anyone. Let's.
Hmm. Unless they knew that we were going to turn up, waited for us to turn up,
Was that
destroy the cart, and hope that the ones inside would deal with us.
was Akir? Didn't we hear something about? Was Akir there, or was that the other one
Akil wasn't there, Famia was there.
Famir.
Famir.
saying something about the others coming?
Yeah, but they didn't even think to investigate once since then. They were like, oh, we broke their.
Yeah,
we
getting
broke their
us
stuff."
out here to get the whole group together, far out of the way, away from the city, away from the lake.
So they can steal our horses?
We've got a long walk.
Yep, we need to get to that lake.
Hey, we get to go through forests and stuff. Let's go.
Lead the way.
Yeah, we can't take the road. They'll be watching that.
Okay. So where exactly are you going? Give me a problem.
Wait, is there a way to get to the lake of Dalneln without going through the city? Like,
I don't know. You have a map?
oh, we do have a map. Holy
We should
shit.
salt the map.
What?
I mean, you can actually look at the map. You have
Is it the southern or the northwestern area?
We are
Here.
currently. You left out of the northwestern gate.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
lake's fucking huge.
But we
Yeah.
didn't go to the cairn. We went far further.
Mm-hmm.
We can
Right.
literally just go straight like
If you look,
east.
there are things marked on the map.
Yeah, we're at the mine. The mine is on the map. We would have to go out of our way to get to the city before the lake.
Oh, dope. Let's go there then. We can just go straight to the mine, the lake. I said the
And in fact, there is like a little dock literally south. We should go south. Let's not go through any forests and just go south.
Yeah.
Should we just go on holiday?
Let's have a lakeside holiday. Public.
But I
Some
wanted
murder.
to go through forests.
You know how we saw tracks leading away from the other cart?
Mhm.
Do they lead south by any chance?
They do.
Weird.
Huh. Perhaps
Hey,
we
Ronan,
should
I can do
follow
this
those.
tracking here.
Yeah, but it's cheating to use a map.
Don't ruin my
Ah.
fun.
Let's cheat, please, to make sure we're not getting lost.
You literally didn't even get lost only once in the entire big swamp.
Yeah, but the swamp was shit. Hey, the best thing about the swamp was King Flop. Lord Flop. I keep promoting him to royalty.
No, he is also a king.
Oh, okay. King Lord Flop.
He holds many titles.
No, is it King Lord or Lord King?
I am known by many names. But you may call me Flop.
I'm following these tracks south, holding the map out.
Okay. Make a survival check for me, please.
Cool and good. Very good at these.
Yes, you are.
Oh, that's not a bad roll. 14.
Okay. So, as you begin following these tracks, they're very clear tracks. It seems that whatever was being carried on this cart was heavy.
Yeah. I'm also like cross-referencing with the map, assuming that they're going to the little picture of the docks.
Okay.
Heavy like an enormous crystal, maybe.
I hope people are following me, by the way. I did not wait.
Yeah,
will-
yeah, I'm following.
will-
As
Yeah,
I'm going, I'm
I'm just
undoing
not
my
there.
elaborate beard,
I'm just
plaiting my
using
hair
like
as I walk.
my healing kit and trying to like put like a salve or something on the acid burn and stuff.
I must bring it to your attention, by the way, that it is currently right now getting towards dusk.
Yeah, we can rest on the way to docks.
Yeah, well, we're not going to just burst in there. I have 0 left in the tank.
Okay. So, as you begin making your way towards these docks, it's mostly through small bouts of forest and woodland, some areas of open ground, but for the most part, it is small. You know, it's not that it's dense forest; it's interspersed trees. I don't know what the actual name for that is, but I've seen it quite a lot. It's like brushland in many ways. And as you carry through, the day gets darker and darker, and eventually your ears are filled with the sounds of nighttime. You hear the hooting of owls in the distance, the chirping of crickets, the flapping of invisible birds that flit between trees that you cannot see. And every now and again, the sound of a bat overhead.
The potion ladies come to see us. She's got Tristan's delivery.
But it is well and truly night now.
So, rest?
Let's have one of those sleepies.
Yeah.
Mm.
The hut. I will sit down and cast the hut.
Cast the hut.
Hmm.
Leomund's tiny hut, to be exact. And
That's the one.
yeah, okay. This is why. And as the dome appears, you can see it from the outside, right? You can, yeah.
Yeah, but I decide what color.
What color is it?
It's like a midnight blue.
A midnight blue.
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah. So as the midnight blue dome shimmers into existence, slowly forming itself out of nothingness, you all bed down for the night.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, do we want to still do watches?
We should probably do watches.
Yeah, because we can see out of this, right?
You can see out, yeah, but nothing can see in. They just see midnight blue.
But they would see a midnight blue dome just sitting in the middle of some woodland. So yeah, we should probably do a watch, huh?
It's fine. This trick has never gone wrong.
We're not going to wake up surrounded or anything. That's fine.
Well, that's when we tunnel.
That's never happened to me.
Nobody-
Taking the memories away.
Long drink.
I wasn't going to ask, but now, no.
Another life. Okay, so
I'll
who's
take
wa-
first because I am
Let's watch.
wired.
Okay. I mean, you've only been awake for like half the time
That's
everybody
it. Do you know what I mean? I've had a really good long.
Yeah, you were out stone cold.
There was a 5-minute gap where she was stone.
It was longer than 5 minutes, actually, but
Not by much.
no, by
Felt like a week.
half an hour. I know how long I know what distances are. You don't. Your characters do though. Okay, who's taking second watch?
I'll take second watch because I did sleep on the way here.
That is true. Yes,
You did.
that is true. Yeah, yeah. Gun.
Wow, 2 of you have had disadvantage on ability checks here.
I've been rolling it.
Yeah, Gun hasn't rolled.
We
any.
haven't really done anything, so.
She's been a rock.
Yeah,
Because it's this just unsightly part on my character sheet now. It's just disadvantage because of exhaustion. It's like
Okay,
I've been
Gun.
waiting to rub it out for ages.
Tilly. Who's after Tilly? Who's having another watch?
I don't mind joining in.
Okay.
I'll give a watch.
Tristan.
Kureon would have found a really comfortable rock and just has been out cold immediately, just like on the ground, no covers or anything.
Okay.
Kind of same. 'Cause,
I don't think
Alright.
Ronan's quite human, you guys.
Hmm.
It's not right.
So, good. Take watch.
Roll a d12.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 9.
9.
9.
Okay. So as you watch out, it's oddly warm in here. You can see it looks quite cool outside. The dew is beginning to form on the grasses out there, and but you're just sat here and it's warm. It's like campfire warm, but there's no campfire.
I would be like playing with my new wound, like testing, seeing how bad it is.
Your
Like in the
finger
reflection of my sword, like,
your finger touches bone.
oh. Put my bandages back on.
Yep. All right, so your watch goes without incident, apart from the incident of you sticking your finger in an open wound.
Shall I roll that d12?
Yes, you shall.
It is a 7.
Okay. All right. So as Gun drifts off to sleep, you watch once more. And your watch goes without incident.
Nice.
Tristan.
10.
Okay. As you relax, kick back while taking a watch, the time passes really slowly when it's really quiet.
Oh, and I'll be humming to myself the entire time. It's like a new composition. Just like, no.
And eventually your watch comes to an end and the animals are all glad for it.
I am a Disney princess, I'll have you know.
Which brings us to Run. Roll that d12, buddy.
That's a 2.
Okay. So, as you take watch, thinking of what's happened today, rubbing your wrists where you were shackled for a time, eventually you find yourself starting to fall to sleep, realizing that nothing seems to be coming tonight. And eventually you all wake once more at the end of a long rest. You get your hit die back, you get all your spell slots back. And Gun. Throughout the night you had nightmares of being unable to be moved, paralyzed. You felt like you shattered a few times. It was stop and start and very abstract, but you wake up in a cold sweat.
How's my face?
Really sore. You know when you got a broken limb and in the night you subconsciously roll onto it?
Yeah, I might have an inkling about how that feels. Yeah, thanks, dude. Yeah,
And then when you wake up in the morning and you're still in that position and you don't realize for a few moments and then the pain comes, that because you ended up sleeping face down.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that fucking sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Gun is not in a good mood when she wakes up. She got the dark circle. She's got the resting bitch face.
Your pillow's covered in
So the
blood.
normal face.
Yeah,
Oof.
Regardless of the warnings, like the outward warnings, Ronan's still going to be like, can I see the wound, see if anything needs cleaned out?
Yeah, and just like offer my face and not even say anything.
Yeah, just like really just like taking it off, moving your head about, like really just cleaning out the wound and stuff. You sort of realize that's not really healed over at all. Not really like nothing scabbed or anything. It's just, ugh.
I mean, it's beginning to scab a bit, but it's definitely going to scar.
Yeah.
Okay. So you'll gather your things. Are you just setting off in the same direction once more?
I guess we have a lot of ground to cover.
Can I, if we do, breakfast and all that, can I use that time to get the magpie back?
Can, yes.
Please.
And while you're getting the magpie back, a second magpie with a silver ring in its mouth flitters into a nearby tree. Let's see. Looks around, makes sure no one else is watching, and then drops dead.
I immediately run to it.
It's gone. And in the distance, you hear a sound of magpie laughing.
That's not funny! And I come back.
Did we see this? Like, was this nearby?
The magpie made sure no one was watching.
Did you say it had a ring in its mouth?
Yes.
Some fucking bullshit to do with her and her patron.
Looked a bit like that.
Well,
We'll just let Mary deal with that.
Yeah, it's not our problem.
no,
Nothing to do with me.
I can't imagine that'll ever come up.
No, they'll never come up. That's fine. Don't worry about it.
So, the magpie is back. Your magpie.
Yeah.
You're all rested up. Had breakfast, or whatever that. Probably some jerky, some hardtack.
Nobody's having bad breakfast when I'm around. I
As a
use my
note,
cooking utensils and my proficiency to make sure.
it's at least okay.
Did some stretches. Got a lot of walking to do.
And it's very much obvious to you all now that it is hot today. Every day has been hotter than the last, and it continues to get hot. And some of the grass, now that you see it during the day, is beginning to turn golden and dry out. There's a lot less wildlife than you were expecting during the day. And the morning dew has evaporated incredibly quickly. There's not a cloud in the sky.
They're definitely making their moves.
Yeah, because assuming this is very unseasonal,
It's middle of summer.
but like even so, for the people that live around here, this is unusual, largely.
Yeah, the level of heats. Yeah.
There'll be a hose pipe ban soon.
Gun's already got a t-shirt off. She's British as fuck.
Oh no, please.
She's gone
no.
bright red.
Oh.
No, she's still got boob bindings on. Come on.
No, I just mean I just don't like it when Brits immediately take their shirt off as soon as there's any hint of sun.
The
What are you on about?
beacon has been lit.
You get your
on
white
calls for aid.
you get your white Reeboks on, your 3/4, and that's it.
Oh god.
Yep. Right there,
visceral.
right there. Yep.
Please don't forget the horrible drinking, and then you know.
Yeah, maybe wearing a flag as a cape as well.
Oh yeah.
Going in that very unique British lobster red shade that we tend to go in the sun.
Not having any swimming gear, so swimming in your 2-inch deep paddling pool in your underwear.
Mhm. It's British tradition.
I hate it. So,
Not happy note.
as you begin to make your way forward once again now, I would like you all to make a constitution saving throw.
Oh shit.
Oh no. I hate these.
Oh, it's warm, so warm in desert and shit. Oh fuck.
Oh, for
Oh, natural 20. I don't even know what my modifier is.
7.
If you have resistance to fire damage,
I do.
you get advantage.
No, 26.
Hey,
17.
I've got a background as a smith. I'm used to being in hot places. Does this help?
Desert's very different to a blacksmith shop.
Well, hey, that's a natural one then.
Okay. All right.
That's
So, Damari,
20. No, 16. Sorry.
Gun, 1. Tilly,
17.
Ronan,
Natural 20.
and Tristan.
Also 17.
Okay. So, all of you, except for Gun. The heat is heavy, but not unbearable. But for Gun, used to living in the snowy peaks and cold halls of mountains, you're really feeling the temperature. It's sweat is coming off you in buckets. It's very, very warm out here right now. And you gain a level of exhaustion.
I just want to remove the one I had from my sheet. But yeah, like I'm moving my huge big shoulder piece around, and I'm just like the braid is up in a bun, just like stuck in the top of my hair, like pretty much like I usually am actually when it gets a bit warm.
Yeah.
It's just imagine me, you know, when I'm dying on stream because I'm warm. That's what's Guns happening right now.
I think I've just totally forgotten I have fire resistance at this point. I'm just like, it's weird. I don't feel it.
It's just a ring. Okay. So as you begin to make your way forward now, it's not long before in the distance you can see the small cluster of farmhouses, and out beyond you see the lake. Pristine and blue, nary a wave upon it right now, and a small dock sits out, peeking over the water. You don't see anyone around, and there's no boat currently docked at the pier. Sorry, my apologies. There is a boat docked at the pier. It's a small rowboat.
Oh, the lake's still there.
Yeah. Do you guys remember anything about a particular time they were supposed to be at the dock?
No.
No.
So they could be still on the... Well, they've got here ages ago, but do you reckon they're going to be waiting for anyone else to show up at this dock, or are we just still 2 steps behind?
Well, we got one way to find out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are you doing?
Trying desperately not to throw myself in the lake.
I was actually going to do exactly that. So
Oh,
you're about 200 feet away from this cluster of farm buildings right now.
Yeah.
You're a fair
Also,
distance.
it should just be expected that whenever we come near something that's submergible, Ronan will submerge himself in it.
Okay.
yeah.
I would at least try and cool down in the water a bit, like.
Right. So you're just walking up to the.
But there's the buildings in the way first.
There is. It's a small collection
yeah.
of houses. Like there's a barn, what looks to be a small like outhouses, and then there is so there's the long barn, and then next to it there's the smaller like short section of outhouses, and then beyond that there is a small house.
Let me check first. I
that is
want to
small.
send the magpie to see if there's people around and if those people are cultists.
Okay, so the magpie flies over, and you see there is what looks to be a woman, and there's a small patch of cabbages, and you see there they are tending to the cabbages. They have a large like pail of water, and they're pulling a watering can through it, and slowly watering all of these cabbages. But the cabbages look like they're wilting. It seems like it's a desperate attempt to keep these crops going.
No cultists. How many people in total?
One.
Oh, just one.
Yeah. Just
I
one.
relay that.
And she's wearing like shorts, but they were originally trousers and are like rolled up like 6 times, so the shorts. And
What do you reckon? If we ask, she might have seen something happen at the docks, or we can just keep going.
Might have.
I'm gonna have the bow out. I'm gonna be approaching these buildings like I'm clearing a set of buildings in PUBG. Just
So you're gonna
Yeah.
never mind.
just close the distance up against one of the walls. Let everyone else deal with the talky part, and then I'm gonna be moving around trying to keep stealth to keep an eye out if there's anything else coming our way.
okay.
Like if us converging on here makes everyone else like, just, oh, we got them, go. I want to be able to see that.
Just a note, Gun is too pissed off and too warm for stealth.
Also, I know Tristan looks like Tristan and not an old man now.
Good to know.
Sometime during the night, Tristan joined you all.
We always suspected.
Yeah.
The old man was too interested in the vases.
We on about that was my uncle. It's like I said, family heirlooms.
Strange old man that spoke exactly like Tristan and knew everything Tristan
Oh
knew.
no, Tristan did not break character.
Never questioned us referring to him as Tristan.
Yeah, it's
Oh, no,
Uncle Tristan.
No, it's Uncle Tristan.
It's
He just
Tristan.
accepts that no one. He just accepts that no one pronounces it right.
Actually, Tristan the 87th.
Yeah, but the Tristan you know is Tristan the 217th. Like, there's a really strange thing going on with this family.
Tristan has
MCM after Tristan's name.
Tristan has a very elaborate backstory for this fake family.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of us. You'll only ever meet them one at a time. There's just
Plot twist: Tristan is actually a vampire.
there's just too much like awesomeness like that can be held in one room, and like he knows that no one in the family can.
Given Tristan's personality, he's a vampire.
I hate you.
Thank you.
Okay, so are we fucking
I'm
doing
back.
this or what?
Mm-hmm.
So, are you all moving closer? Who's stealthing? Not Gun.
I'm being kind of stealthy. I'm skulking up to these houses.
All right, if you're stealthing, roll a stealth check for me, please.
I'm just gonna be walking up, like sleeves rolled up. It's a nice sunny day. The hat's pulled down a bit, but
I was 20 on that.
Okay, good to know.
I'm trying to find stealth. 25.
Okay. All right. So the two of you sneak up and get behind the back of the barn, while the rest of you, I assume, are you walking out to meet the old lady?
Yeah.
All right. So as you walk out, the old lady spots you as you're coming and goes, "Oh, hello. What are you doing out here? You're a long way from civilization."
Good morning. Yeah. Funny story. We were on our way to Dalnelm, but some bandits managed to take our cart halfway along the journey, so we've had to walk.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, we have some horses here, but no cart, I'm afraid.
Oh, that's a shame. The horses did bolt, so if they're freshly acquired, they might actually be ours.
Oh, you can feel free to take a look.
I will, thank you very much.
Problem.
I'm sorry, we're a little bit turned around and lost. We were following some tracks, thinking that there was a path this way. Has anyone come by?
Oh, I don't know. I'm very blind, you see. I can barely see me cabbages. At least I think it's a cabbage.
I'm pretty sure it's a cabbage.
I want to inside check this old lady to make sure she's actually an old lady.
Same.
Yeah, I was going to do the same. I was just enjoying the conversation.
Nice. 17.
Okay.
Plus
Is this
19.
the part where Gun punches an old lady?
One of the parts.
That would be an 11.
Okay.
Oh, mine was a 12.
19.
Hard to read this old lady.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a very closed up face. She's always squinting. It's hard to see much of an expression about her, and her voice just seems old and dittery.
Even with a 19, hard to read. Wow.
She's an ancient gold dragon
She's
in
never been a
disguise.
crack.
Unlike Gun's chin. Sorry. That was
Too soon.
uncalled for.
I was just thinking
Too
it.
soon.
Sorry, she's going to chin me.
Nah, she's just gonna crack you open like an egg. Oh, wait.
Playful again.
Anyway, we won't disturb you anymore. That dock, by the way, is that accessible? Is that used so that people can get to that little island over there?
Oh no, it's my husband and my son use it for their fishing trips. We have trout.
Where are they? It seems quite a lonely.
Oh, they're out on the lake right now. It's just a small. We have 2 boats. They take one out, a couple of fishing rods. We only have to feed ourselves, so there's not much to worry about.
Well, it's certainly a nice day for fishing. Maybe a bit too nice.
No, it is. It's a lovely day today. It's just right for me. I like to get my legs out, you know.
Even in D&D, you can't stop Brits from talking about the weather.
That's true.
That is true. Well,
Susie's broken.
No, why? Why did you have an old lady ooh, get my legs out for the boys? Why?
can you just imagine the tiny little blue and
No,
red?
please don't. I live in an area where that is not uncommon. Please don't make me remember these things.
Would you like me to link you a few photos?
No. Stop.
Shall we move on?
Yes, please.
Okay, so what are you doing?
Drowning myself in the lake to make this all stop.
Is there really just one house, one barn? Is what she's saying makes sense? That there's
There's a
just one
house.
family?
There's a large barn, and then there's some outhouses. It's a small. It looks like a very small farm.
Can us stealthy friends have been taking a look around while this is happening?
Sure. Where exactly are you looking?
The barn.
Yeah, the barn first.
Okay. All right. So you look inside and you see that in here it's mostly hay bales and the equipment for farming. You see a plow and such. This doesn't appear to be where any form of animals are kept in here. This is more like a storage barn rather than a stable or a pastoral barn. And it looks all in order. There's farming equipment and such.
You want to look any closer, Ronan, or you good?
There's no animals, so we can just sort of stroll in if nobody's watching. So
I can keep watch if you want.
yeah, sure. I'll try and see if I can find a way in
Into what?
the barn.
Oh, the front doors are open.
I'll just wander in.
Yeah.
I'll keep watch for anyone like approaching the barn.
Okay.
I'm keeping an eye out to see if there's anything out of place, like things stacked oddly to cover stuff. I'm just looking for like secrets now.
All right, make an investigation check.
Investigate.
Rest of you, the old lady goes, oh, do you want to see the horses?
That would be great, yeah.
Yeah.
In the outbuildings.
Well, thank you very much.
Don't have a proper stables.
I have my hands on my sword, just in case.
I have my hands around,
All
well, some
right.
form of eldritch energy.
I have my hands on my hips. I stroll away.
The 17 investigation.
All right. So as you look around, you find there is something that appears to be covered underneath a big sheet of cloth, like a big linen sheet. Then you pull it off. There's a distillery under there, a moonshine distillery.
Good people.
This old lady is not my hero.
I cover it back up.
Okay.
That's hidden for a reason. I want to mess with that. That's their thing. So yeah, I'll just continue back outside the tillage, but like, yeah, no, just a distillery in there.
Yeah. Well, I guess the call haven't turned up yet then? I thought they'd be here before us.
I don't. None of this makes sense to me.
The tracks we were following, did they just like go past here or did they stop here?
See, they go right to the dock.
They must have used it. We should take that boat. I'll borrow it, I guess. Do we see the others like going for the out?
Yeah, you see them going to the outbuildings.
Should we just join them at this point?
Yeah, I was thinking about it's not really doing anything.
Okay. So you meet up back with them, and the old lady goes, "Oh, more of you! How lovely! Oh, you're lovely, aren't you, miss? Oh, look, here's the outbuildings. Just open the door. The horses are inside."
Thank you very much. Does it sound like horses inside?
Yeah, you can hear that, and that of horses on the inside. That was me attempting to do a clop sound. It didn't come out very well.
Gotta get some coconuts.
Yeah.
I really just don't trust this at all. I hate this. And thank you for this music, by the way, because this doesn't help.
Oh, I accidentally left it on mysterious. Oh.
I'll let Tristan open the doors, though.
I'll open the doors then.
Okay. So as you open the door, you look inside, and the figure in there turns to meet you. Tall, with bare chest, a dress bottom, wearing a dragon mask and holding a staff with a khopesh atop it.
Oh, it's one of these.
Morning.
It is good to see you again, although I wish it would have been with you dead. But you're here just in time. And Akia strides out and pushes past you. And as you see now, as he steps out, the old lady next to you turns to sand and collapses to the floor. You're all here just in time indeed. As he points back to the moonlit tower, you all see as this rapturous beam of light erupts from the top of it. Exploding into the sky, it parts the small swirl of clouds that had formed around the top there. And you see as the lake begins to boil, as the top few inches of it begin to evaporate very quickly. And Akia turns to you all.
Throw a dagger at this asshole.
Yeah, blast.
Too late. as he collapses into sand.
Fuck.
And that's where I'll end tonight's session.
That's just our fault for actually wanting that cinematography there. I should blast this fucker right away. I had it prepared, but I also kind of want to see what he
But
does.
you gotta let the villain monologue, don't you? You just gotta let it happen.
You're doing amazing, sweetie.
I was going to interrupt. I was going to interrupt at the whole. You're just in time. Oh, was the kettle just boiled?
While we're at British things.
Even in the middle of a desert. Oh, put kettle on, love.
Oh, I'm a bit thirsty. The kettle. Oh, it's sweltering.
I'm gasping.
All the countries that tea comes from are warm countries, so it makes sense. So.
Well, fuck.
Mm.
So that went well.
Yeah.
We're on about the cat pinned that on us. We were arrested. Well, two of them were arrested.
Yeah,
the rest of us
really
were on the run. They can
work.
easily.
No.
Yeah, they can easily
Yeah.
pin it.
I think that train's left the station. That's like
They can't pin that one on us. We can't evaporate lakes.
Yeah, I can shoot a bow. So that's beyond anything I can do. You are all in trouble, not me.
I don't even know why that was so funny.
I can do.
You can do magic. I can walk quietly and stab people.
I mean, Tristan can make water disappear.
Yeah, so long as no one asks any hobgoblins where water goes in mysterious circumstances, I think I'm fine.
We've got to go back and kill them all.
No witnesses.
You could
Quick,
offer.
start throwing your water in there to replace the lake.
We should offer up that
God
water
damn
as
it.
like a peace treaty. Like, hey, we've got water.
Yeah, but then
hold them ransom.
yeah, but hand over one of the beads. Hand over the
Down
one
in
of the
Morton
beads.
Joe.
Yeah, but they're like, what does this do? Like crushes it and just explodes with water.
Oh well. Yeah. Oh well.
So much happened.
So, you've got arrested, and it means you failed to stop a ritual.
Only two of us got arrested, technically.
It's a Captain America instructional video. It's not for specific circumstances.
Oh, I'm so happy that I wasn't in disguise then, because that means that the disguise is still okay. I can live my life now as the old man and be safe.
You can take the place of Uncle Tristan.
Yeah.
We do need to row across a boiling lake if we want to stop this.
Nah, I'm good with the burns. Done with that stuff.
I'm not sure there's any stopping left. Like,
I feel like first responders will be there soon.
What are we gonna do? Go in and switch off the mains? Like,
Put the plug back in.
yeah.
No, just knock on the door.
Pretend and be like, cure wounds on the tire.
If anyone shows up asking us what we're doing, just we're reading the meter.
Reading the meter.
And I'm sure the city has some other adventures they hire to deal with this kind of thing.
We're with the auction water on our property. We're not, we're not responsible. It's on private land. It's not us. Can you tell I've had some run-ins with the auction water at work?
A little bit.
Anyway.
So, yeah, that happened. Thanks for joining us, everyone. If you did enjoy this and you want to catch up with what's been so far, you can actually catch up on the YouTube channel. So the link is in the chat. And there's a bit on there, but if you want to catch up, you only really need to catch up from the beginning of this arc to actually understand what's going on. So it's only a few episodes. But if you really enjoy it, you can catch up on everything, as well as all the other D&D content and other stream content that is on this YouTube channel. But for now, though, I think it's time for us to leave. And we will see you next week for another exciting chapter of Kureon, an adventurous tale. Catch you next time.